shouting loud on a Friday night. Heather's got the news, what a crazy sight. Connor with the drop kick, what a fight. Canadian basement, yeah, he's always right. We don't give a damn, no bucks given. Talking all the shit, living how we're living. Wrestling stories, fly truths and lines. Turning up the volume, breaking all ties. Gina's got the scoop, straight from the core. Ray Sean with the facts, shaking to the floor. Trek's got the passion, ready to explore. Riding through the chaos, always wanting more. We don't give a damn, no bucks given. Talking all the shit, living how we're living. Wrestling stories, fly truths and lies. Turning up the volume, breaking all ties. Microphone warriors in the dead of night. Voices rough and raw, never out of sight. Standing tall together, always in the fight. Screaming from the rooftops, tearing up the night. We don't give a damn, no bucks given. Talking all the shit, living how we're living. Wrestling stories, fly truths and lies. Turning up the volume, breaking all ties. JP shouting loud on a Friday night. Heather's got the news, what a crazy sight. Connor with the drop kick, what a fight. Canadian basement, yeah, he's always right. We don't give a damn, no bucks given. Talking all the shit, living how we're living. I'm gonna come.
These nuts. Got him.
Welcome, everybody. No Bucks Given here. Episode number 138. It's the show, podcast, roundtable shenanigans, where everybody from the Horny Goat crew gets together and we just talk about whatever the fuck is on our mind. Hence the name of the show. We got JP Heather Basement here, all of you cool cat and kittens in the chat. How y'all doing this fine evening? Fucking awesome. New intro song, Basement whipped up. Took him 3 hours to compose. Is that right?
Listen, I played all the instruments. I sung all the music. It
You
took
somehow
me.
turned country. That's impressive.
Well, you know, I got a little bit of twang in me.
You get a little bit of fucking.
You get a little something in you, that's for sure. I don't know.
Wayne Gretzky, I think.
Listen, if you fucking wrote that, where have you been?
Here, with you.
There. Everywhere.
Just saying.
I mean, you guys thought that new intro.
We could have gotten away from the fucking 1995 intro. I mean, Jesus fucking.
1995? You need a time machine. That does not sound 1995.
The one now doesn't know.
What'd
What?
you say?
Oh, my God, I'm done.
And he's trying to say the one that I made was 1995.
Oh.
Now Doghouse. Doghouse, meet JP.
I do
JP, meet
not
Doghouse.
Fucking
Is that-
care.
Is that where Updog is?
Yes.
You
Knew
can put
it.
me in the fucking doghouse all you want. I'm still sleeping in my fucking bed.
That's not where the house is.
You sleeping at Doghouse?
So this entire house is my doghouse. All right.
Yeah,
So
no, I
let's
can
move on.
believe that. So how'd Green Bay do?
They fucking lost. I said they were gonna fucking lose. It's how they lose that pisses me off.
All right.
Playing fucking the one time a defense actually has an opportunity to step up and not allow anything. They didn't allow anything pretty much all fucking game, and then they decided to change up shit. It's the same thing as last week. They changed shit up, and fucking the other team just drives right down the field on them with their dicks hanging out. I mean, Philadelphia was
Quite a game.
playing with their dicks out.
They're having their dicks out. I'm surprised.
In no way, shape, or form should Philadelphia. This game should have been like 40-10. Green Bay had no business being in this game at all. None whatsoever. And I'm a fucking Packer fan. Green Bay had no need to be in this fucking game. After last week and the debacle that I fucking watched, it was just more of the fucking same. Ineptitude by the fucking players, not the coaches. The coaches can only say, here's what we're doing. And the players just, for some reason, have it in their head, well, I am more talented than this guy. I will do what I want. That's what it looked like Green Bay was doing on the field tonight. I don't know, man. They better fix their shit. 8 fucking penalties. Let me put it to you like this. This is why Green Bay lost this game. Philadelphia had like 25 yards of total fucking offense, right?
Mhm.
Green Bay had half that in fucking penalty yards. That's how many penalty yards Green Bay had. In what world are you going to continue to do the same fucking shit every fucking game? It just seems like at the most inopportune times and in clutch, important situations, this team just becomes fucking retarded. Like full on fucking Down syndrome retarded. It makes no fucking sense to me.
What the fuck is going
Why?
on?
That's what they played like tonight. It did. Actually, there was one guy on the field. He's just running around like a chicken with his head cut off, like that fucking kid who is blind, by the way. Right?
He's playing
running
for
around,
all
what the fuck is
teams.
going on? Like, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing on the field. It blows my fucking mind. And then you get Packer fans jumping on fucking. You want to talk? You call wrestling Twitter toxic? Holy shit!
Well, Twitter in general. is
Yeah.
just-
No.
It's
yeah,
T for
Packer
toxic.
Twitter, I can tell you for a goddamn fact. I follow almost every football team, and I don't see more bitching by Packer fans. Oh, referees are costing us the game. It was one fucking call. It didn't cost Green Bay anything. It was probably like the third play in the fucking game. That didn't cost Green Bay the game. Green Bay running around like a bunch of fucking retards lost Green Bay the game. Start calling it for what it is. The coaches aren't at fault. The players need to start taking accountability for what they do on the field. The only person that I heard take accountability was the fucking quarterback. And he got criticized up and fucking down tonight. The offensive line couldn't block a fucking wet paper bag. The receiving core was diminished by getting hurt. Like, they lost all of their top 3 receivers. They were down to 2 receivers at the end of that game because they got hurt. And everybody's saying, oh, Jordan Love sucks. Jordan Love sucks. You know what? You fucking suck because you have no fucking idea what he had to go through if you don't have anybody weapons on the fucking field. And with the 3 interceptions he threw, one was a fucking play where he's just trying to do something. The guy interfered with the receiver, but they didn't call it. Fine, I'm not going to fucking go there. Because I just bitched about the fucking refereeing.
How do you really feel, JP?
Today. In all games this week, and the refereeing was absolutely fucking horrible. Anybody that is a referee should be ashamed of being a referee today, Tim. I'm just fucking saying it was fucking bad. If I was a referee, I would never referee again because this is why referees get ridiculed.
What
No,
if you, okay,
for real.
hold on.
For real.
What if you weren't a referee for this game? It's like
I love
you should
how
never
you-
referee because these referees
No,
were bad.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if
The
I
referee
was a
for this
referee, I would quit refereeing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it made me think like, oh, you're quitting before you begin.
No,
Even if you weren't the
because-
referee for this game?
No, if he was the referee for this game, he would have quit after that
No,
call.
no. If I was a referee, not in this game, but just a referee in general, I would quit refereeing because I would be ashamed to be a referee at all in
That
any fucking sport.
Is a hot take.
That is a very hot take, and it's a hot take a lot of people, the referees need to fucking understand. They should be ashamed of themselves for
Wait,
they
so
don't
so
understand why they get ridiculed all the
So
fucking
one
time.
referee is
person
blamed
ruins
for
the
all
profession?
referees.
You're not listening.
Well, that's kind of
I am.
I'm saying if I was a
One bad
referee.
apple spoils the whole bunch.
Oh my God. No, you're not listening.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm just saying. Have you ever heard the fucking term?
Quit your job.
I'm
Somebody else
ashamed
does
of
it
being
bad.
a wrestling fan. The shit that I watched on TV today, I am ashamed of being a wrestling fan. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but a referee is a job.
If you are, I know what a referee's job is.
It's like,
Yeah, you just quit. Did you know?
Yeah.
They're
I-
failing at it. Is my point.
If I was a wrestler and I watched Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and that match was shit, I am going to stop wrestling. I'm going to quit my profession.
Oh my God, that's not what I'm saying. No.
That is
It's
exactly
it was
what you
it was
said.
embarrassing.
Moving on.
Yes.
Moving on, because you're not understanding what I'm telling you.
I'm exactly. Where's okay?
Just
You
saying,
ready to
you're
go
not
there,
you're not
basically?
getting what I'm not saying that I would quit. I would be
I'm not
ashamed
getting
to be a referee.
You did say you should quit.
I probably would, because I would be too ashamed to ever referee a football game again. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ah!
That referee that ref this game, he should be fired.
He should be killed. Let's just go there.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
Ashamed and
But he
killed.
should be fired.
He should be
He
stripped
should
naked
never referee another playoff game.
and beaten through
And
the
if he
streets.
does, if I see him in a fucking playoff game, I give up on the NFL.
Now I remember
'Cause
you
they
had this
grade
conversation. You
They
had this
grade
conversation
these-
last week where you said like all the fans were blaming the referees.
They always do. But there were some calls out there, as far as officiating goes, that were not called, that should have been called, and they were blatant. Like there was a referee on that call just standing there watching this guy push him out of bounds so he couldn't get to the ball. You can't, and I understand the point is to not let the guy catch the ball, but you can't tackle the fucking guy before the ball gets there. It's called pass interference.
Yeah.
The referee's standing there watching. You aren't giving that referee a chance to come back to the ball. That's what he did. By pretty much tackling him. The ref was standing there watching the whole fucking thing and didn't call it. This happened in the Rams-Saints fucking NFC Championship game like 10 years ago. This is where all of this fucking horrible refereeing started. And there was even where you could challenge interference. No, it was just, we were together. It was when the Saints beat the Rams on that bullshit interference call. I just said 2011. It's like 2017 or 18 or something like that.
It was 2019, actually, I think.
Oh yeah, we were in Dickeyville then.
Yeah.
And I actually streamed the game, I think. And I'm like, how are they missing this? However, the team that, and this is the problem, Green Bay didn't respond to anything. This is why they played like a bunch of fucking retards. It was Green Bay was at fault for losing this game. All I'm saying is that the referees need to learn how to referee.
There we go. That's better.
Because they don't. It was just like, how can you miss a call when you're sitting there and your eyes are on it? Are you looking in awe of the ball?
Do you think
What the
it's
fuck are you
maybe
doing?
fixed?
Yeah, it should be reviewed and done properly. Penalties need to be fucking reviewed now because
No, when I say
referees
like
are,
you think it's
they're
fixed,
like,
do you
they
think
feel
it's
like they're
like?
gods and don't have to take account. They aren't accountable
Do you
for
think it's like
anything.
purposely missing calls, calling plays
No, I
for
don't know about that.
personal
They're just
gambling reasons?
fucking don't care.
Ineptitude.
Ineptitude. I don't think they're trying to. I don't think that's happening in the NFL. And if it is, shame on the NFL again.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
so much money involved when something
Oh,
like
and I
that
get it.
exists. It's
I mean,
usually
DraftKings is an official partner.
it's
of fucking the
pretty
NFL too.
heavily tampered with
Well,
in some way. or
but
the other.
again, Basement, I don't think that if that was the case, people would quit watching football by the droves. And
They
they're
didn't quit watching basketball, and it was a real thing.
yeah, that's because it was only one referee.
One that was caught.
Okay, well, there's my point. There has not been any proven fact that I'm sure that somebody could have sued. I mean, I think the Saints, some people, Saints fans, were going to sue the NFL. That for what?
For missing that call and costing them the game.
Right. But how far did that go? It didn't. That's the problem. The problem is there's no accountability for the referees. But the players themselves there's the players themselves.
Wait, isn't there like a review board for the referees?
Yes, there
Yeah,
is, but
there
they never get
is.
fired.
No, see, here's the thing. They grade referees.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't fire somebody for one bad job in a fucking 10-year career.
Yeah, but you know what? There are chief referees out on those fields that have made those calls countless numbers of times, and all they're told is, "Oh, stop it."
Well, they don't say that. They just don't make them answer for why they made that call. You don't ever hear that.
You know what? I will say.
All you ever hear is the NFL say, "Oh, we're reviewing it."
You know what I
You
saw?
never hear a fucking thing about it.
I saw this recently in the NBA. There's a female referee, and she called something, and it was terrible.
Yes, dude, I
And-
seen that.
and-
That's terrible.
And she came back out, and she's like, "I fucked up. I'm sorry. Take accountability."
They don't make
right?
they don't do that for the
They
NFL
don't do that in
referees.
the NFL.
Like, the review showed that it was bullshit. She had to accept that it was bullshit, and she was the bigger man. Came up instead of like just being like game in. She was like, "I fucked up. Let's move on." That is to me so respectable as a referee. If you can just admit when you're wrong.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed. The NFL referees, they
There
think
is
they're
zero
gods.
accountability.
Yeah,
They're
if they get called out on a
accountability.
play, it's probably like, "All right, time in. Let's move on."
So they have this quick instant replay that they have done,
Mhm.
and they need to go back. And these people in the booth, they have come in and said, "Oh, they call it a complete pass," and then they would come back and say, "Oh, that wasn't complete, man. What the fuck are you doing?"
More like
That's the
complete
only
ass.
accountability they're getting.
The problem
But there's
is
no
like
accountability for penalty calls that should be called.
the problem is
They
that I
need
can
to be
understand
reviewed.
they don't want to slow down the game more than it currently
It
is.
don't- Okay, so these reviews don't slow down the game because as soon as the play
Oh, yeah,
is
the game-
over, the
football's a
only
slow
thing
game
that
anyway.
they will do, the only thing that they will do is they have already reviewed the play, they buzz down to the referee and they say, "This is pass interference," or whatever. You have to give that is a penalty. You can't not call that. If they need it at halftime, it's like, "Guys, you're missing some calls. You need to fucking start being better, or we're gonna fire you."
You know
Or
what
we're
they
gonna,
need?
we're gonna...
You know what would be good if they had? They need like reserve refs. So
No,
it's
they
like,
tried that.
oh no, I was just saying
They
like
tried
if
that, and they were as bad, if not worse.
then I don't know. I guess there's no answer. You
No,
can make
it's-
you can make
it's
robots
pretty
choose
big.
every fucking play and get it right, but then it takes out the human element,
Look,
and that's terrible.
I've talked with Tim Adlightum about
That's
this.
that's coming.
It's. I'm gonna
Yeah, I don't
say
think it
that
will, Connor. I don't think it will because
There's
you take
no.
that
There,
you take that
they're
away, it
never-
hurts the sport. I can tell you that right now. They
I'd
already
say
have the
it's a
technology in baseball to show what's a strike and what isn't,
guy-
but they don't rely on it because if you take that human element of reffing, it's the third element in team versus team, and you take that away, it takes
So,
away some of the
they
intrigue to
need,
the sport.
they
Oh,
need to
I agree
revise.
wholeheartedly.
They need to revise the rules a little bit. Everybody holds. Get rid of fucking holding unless he is like full on clotheslining the guy and grabbing him by the neck and putting him in a fucking rear naked choke. Then
What is
throw
PBL
a
doing?
fucking flag, but don't throw a flag on a guy he grabbed his jersey. They all grab. The defensive guy gets more leeway on grabbing a jersey than the fucking offensive guy
He
does.
does.
Because all the defensive player has to do is grab his jersey and shuck him down and then run right by him. He can get called for holding.
The thing too
It's,
is like,
there's so much inconsistency
well, the problem
in
is,
holding.
and this happens in basketball too, when you start to really limit how people can play defense. This happened with like hand checks and stuff in basketball. You end up giving like such fucking leeway for offense that people are scared to play defense because everything's a fucking foul. Everything's going to be
I
a
will
flag,
say-
you know?
I will say this: they have been better. There's probably been more interference calls this year, but it's the playoffs, and they always do this during the playoffs. They let them play until they absolutely have to throw a flag.
Right.
And
I'd rather
so
see.
it's so mind-numbing. Be consistent all the way through. Don't change the way you're reffing a game in the regular season to the playoffs because you're taking away from the sport itself.
I'd rather
Yes.
see like rougher hands-on defense than giving like offense everything.
I mean, I understand. I understand certain tackles should not be allowed because it is dangerous for the players.
Yeah, you don't want to put people at risk if
Absolutely.
you don't have to.
However, just this,
Hmm
come on.
That's just
That's
The
in,
guy's
that's
running
in
a
everything.
40.
People are trying to
there
grab
was
on
a play.
shit.
There was a play in a college football game just the other day, and it wasn't that he wanted to horse collar the guy. It's he reached out and he misjudged, and as he was running by, he grabbed his collar, and he pulled him down. He wasn't
Wasn't
trying
intentional,
to
yeah.
do it. There's
A lot of
here's
people
the
don't
problem
understand
with
that, like,
football.
in the
There is
moment.
context. So like this targeting call that they always fucking do. They call it if you hit with the helmet to helmet. It's the context in which he did. If he put his
Intent.
head down, it's intent. Thank you. Intent is the key.
What a lot of
Nobody intends to interfere with somebody, but if he's going to give up a touchdown and it's a close game, he's for sure going to fucking do his damnness to try to make that guy. And
He's
if
going to do what he was paid to do: stop the ball.
he's going to, by natural reaction, pull the guy down so he doesn't catch for a touchdown.
I think what a lot of fandoms in sports don't realize, especially if you haven't really played the sport and you're a
Yep.
fan of it, is your mind doesn't work on fucking slow-mo replay. What
No.
you're in the moment, what you do,
No.
and you do
Right.
things by accident, right?
I
Like,
I am not. If they miss stuff and it's miss, but when
no,
you're
I'm talking about like
right-
players
so the problem
doing something that's
wasn't-
illegal, where like fans will be like, "Oh my god, why did he do that?" Especially in hockey, how could he do that? Get in the penalty box, fucking. I'm like, man, it's a split-second reaction. They don't even
Right,
know half the time they're fucking doing something that they shouldn't.
So when it comes to the referees, like at the beginning of the game, there was helmet to helmet,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy fumbled the ball, and there was a review. Now after looking at what I seen, Keyshawn Nixon did not have full on control of the ball, which is why the referees, because it looked like he had the ball. However, the ball was still moving around, and he didn't come out with it. That being said, the helmet to helmet, everybody, and I'm sitting there, I'm like reading this. That was helmet to helmet. Why did they call that?
Because it
Because-
wasn't intent.
At the time he went and he had already made the motion to make a tackle, Keyshawn Nixon slipped.
Yeah.
And he was going down and they hit helmet to helmet.
There was
That is
no
a good
intent
call.
behind the helmet.
There
to
was
helmet.
no intent to actually break his fucking head. That's the only thing you can think of.
No, I just the way the phrase is.
Break
just-
my fucking head,
I mean,
bro.
that was the only thing. It was him headbutting him, is what it was. But they're wearing a helmet. There's a reason why they wear helmets, and this is one of those reasons.
Yeah, because those hits are accidental and they happen quite often.
It's a violent sport. If you've never played, I've been bent in half.
Mm-hmm.
I
by
had
a
my
tackle.
first concussion playing football.
Yes, so did I, and I will tell you what, I did not know where I was. I didn't. They asked me what day it was, and I said
they would.
Thursday. I said Thursday, and it was like Friday.
A week later.
2 weeks later,
I got
I'm
up
like, I
and-
was
And I
fucked,
got up. I went to some guy. I'm like, "Are you okay?" Because we collided heads, and we weren't
So-
even wearing things, and it wasn't even the guy I collided with.
Speaking of concussion,
That's a concussion.
speaking of concussions,
Uh-huh.
I actually had to do a response to this question, and I'll pull it up and I'll read it and I'll read my response. It's only like 250 words, I think. I'm getting there. Just give me a second.
The question is 250 words.
Oh
No, the answer has to be
my
at least
response has to be
250
250 words.
Was this before or after you had the concussion?
I was drunk when I wrote this.
This is great.
Here we go. So it's basically concussed.
Lady, the concussed is a step up.
You
So the
don't
question-
know me.
So the question is, high contact sports, and this is on a teenage brain development, and concussions has been a topic that has received considerable attention. Review some research on this particular topic, which I did. I read an article.
And you lived it.
After you have reviewed information, consider the following. And I did live it. If you were a parent, would you allow your child to play a high contact sport? Explain your response supporting your decision with the research on this topic. My response is, regular physical activity has numerous well-documented benefits for children and adolescents, including a reduced risk of developing severe health issues such as obesity, hypertension, heart disease, and diabetes. And that's just physical activity in general, among other serious health problems. And that is a reference to the article that I read. However, some risks come with physical activity, depending on the sport or activity, such as concussions or traumatic brain injury, which would make parent hesitant to allow their child to participate in sports. The most common sports that causes concussions are the full contact sports, football, hockey, and wrestling. And I also forgot
Driving a car.
driving a car. As a parent of children, I would never keep my child from playing a sport they love, especially if they have a passion about it. My thoughts are that you can get a concussion by tripping over a crack in a sidewalk or tripping over a toy. The body is more fragile than we know, but keeping a child from doing something because they want to try it, is to be too concerned. Injuries happen. They want to try it is being too concerned. Sorry, I should have been a paragraph or a comma there. Injuries happen, and we can only try to prevent them. I said only prevent them. As parents and coaches, especially in football and contact sports, we must teach them how to tackle football, in football, or check someone in hockey without causing harm. We can't do that because it's going to hurt. But,
Yeah.
if you teach them the proper way, the injury is less likely to happen. We cannot, as a society, let our children live in a bubble. Physical activity and complete contact are okay if taught properly. Not
appropriately taught.
So close. Stick the landing.
Not appropriately taught. That is when most of the serious injuries happen. Participation is crucial to a child's emotional, physical, and behavioral development. Also a reference. We also need to ensure that our kids have the proper equipment and wear it properly to ensure they are the safest that they can be.
I just don't understand anybody that's like their thought process is anything that might put my child at physical harm they can't do.
Yes.
Because then you're limiting existence to everybody being a fucking 16-year-old girl at Hot Topic complaining to each other.
It's even worse than that because they start this trend when they are young. I would not have as an independent child as I do right now if I didn't let her just go be a fucking kid and get hurt.
So that's why my comment of living in a bubble.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, there's no argument for me. Like, everything that exists already, there's so many things in place to make sports as safe as they can be.
Mhm.
But you're
Right.
never gonna make sports completely safe. There's risk to everything. One of my good friends, she's fucking doesn't do any sports. She got hit in the head with a fucking ball, concussed. It fucked up her life for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
And
you get hurt
she,
bowling, for
yeah.
crying out loud.
So like
People are
they
just
they automatically think football and they think concussion because they're too stupid to understand what the news hasn't told them. They just can't
Exactly.
widen their mind and be like, yes, it's part of the sport. Yes, it may happen, but if you limit
But it's
it and
highly
you don't
unlikely
allow
that they're
anybody,
taught today.
you never know. Your kid can get hit in the head with a fucking hard snowball, concussed.
Yep.
Yeah.
But again, the football is a very violent sport. One of the most violent sports, and
Yeah, but it's not violent. It's physical.
Oh, what I mean by violent is the contact. It's like getting hit
physical.
by
Violence.
getting hit by a
the
bus.
An NFL player explained getting hit by somebody like getting hit by a semi truck.
Yeah, but
They have compared it.
I
There
wouldn't
is
say
more-
violence. Violence is
The
wrong
reason
term.
I'm talking
Unintentionally,
I'm
anyway.
missing the context of violent.
It's the wrong term.
Whatever.
Defeated.
I'm not conceding shit. It's a violent fucking sport.
Aggressive.
That is the term that they fucking use. Even football players use it.
I would say MMA is a violent sport.
Because it's back to intent, right?
Yeah.
So again, I'm going to say this.
Uh-huh.
Football players have said it's more violent. MMA players, Brock Lesnar, who was in the MMA, has said football is more violent than MMA is.
I don't know how that is possible.
Sure. Let
It's more,
me hit
it,
you.
It might be more physical.
Let me run at 4.340 speed and just full on, just not even slow the fuck down and bend you in half getting hit.
That does not what violent means.
A spear isn't violent?
It's a very physical sport, but people are playing the roles they need to play.
Oh, is
There's no
MMA?
intent. The intent is to play within the confines of the game's rules.
I get that.
It doesn't matter. It's violent. I
So-
think is the wrong word.
Doesn't matter, but let's keep going for 10 more minutes.
It's not the wrong word, but whatever.
10 more.
So
10 more
it's
minutes.
one of those sports, it's that kind of sport where the impact is greater, and they have tested it, is greater than getting hit by a car going at 30 miles an hour.
Violently physical, yeah.
Worse
What
than
about
getting
hockey?
hit by
Hockey, you have more momentum.
the same. I would say hockey is more physical and more violent than
Hockey
football.
is more violent because there are actual fights in hockey.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh God, you fight. Yeah, there's fights in football too. I've seen it. There was one today.
Yeah, some of it is with ground.
They were throwing punches. I watched the whole thing. But anyway, so
I started it.
my point is, and it's very fast. Like it moves really fast. Referees aren't going to get everything, but it's those obvious calls when you're looking at somebody being tackled before a ball gets there.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I start questioning why the fuck this guy is even refereeing a football game. That's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
The blatant, I will call it blatant. They can prove to me otherwise. Tim, you can try to prove to me that when you're looking right at something and you see something and you don't throw a flag, are you fucking retarded?
Well, I mean, you also have to take into account like it's human eye versus camera. What everybody sees on TV is so much more informative than what you might actually be focusing on in the moment.
He was, again, Basement, I'm going to tell you this. He was watching those two. He was not watching
Have you
anything
ever
else.
been doing your job where like your mind kind of wanders on something else, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I'm
Shouldn't
supposed to be
be a
doing this."
referee. And he
All the
should be a
fucking-
referee. His mind should not wander from what his focus
That's
is.
a very hard ask because it happens in my job with me where I'm like, "Oh shit, I gotta snap back in."
Now you're just making excuses for referees.
No, I'm just saying there's a level of human error that exists.
JP's
No,
out for blood.
That's not human error. That's just dumbassery.
He's out
That's not human error.
I don't know.
I've seen human error. That isn't it.
same. Although some people call it a mirror for some reason. I don't know.
I'm sorry, man. You can call it what you want, but it's not.
I mean, we'll
That
never
was-
know because none of us are that referee that looked at it at the time. That's like the whole human
He's
aspect of it.
standing 5 feet away from it, basement.
Uh-huh.
You can't tell me he didn't see it. Especially when he's looking right at it.
If
Come
that's
on, man.
the excuse, then
Can't make excuses for that. That guy just is a complete dumbass.
Hey man,
No.
we
He
all
looked
saw
like
that
a dumbass,
fucking
too.
gold and white dress
His
that was
lower-
blue and black
his
at the same
lower
time.
lip- His
no.
lower,
I'm-
his lower lip was hanging like Jimmy fucking Walker.
how could he not see it? Is I don't know. That's a little weak of a challenge to me.
Goddamn clown, man. Referees that miss calls like that shouldn't be refereeing.
It's gonna
Especially at
happen
that-
though. It's like
Especially at that fucking level.
it doesn't matter what level it is. To
I
be
don't.
honest with
That's
you.
an excuse. I don't make excuses.
People aren't perfect.
Okay.
So maybe
didn't say
even,
they
even
were.
if they even if they set him down and was like, "How did you miss this call?" He might be like, "I have
I
no
don't-
idea now that I've seen the replay how I missed the call, but I can tell you in the moment I missed the call."
So
I missed the call because I'm a dumbass. That's
So- hey, I got a fun little thing for you too. There's a test out there. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. But the concept is like you see like 6 people in a circle and they're passing a basketball amongst each other.
Hmm.
And you're told to count how many times they pass the basketball to each other. And like, all right, did you guess 7? Great. Did you happen to see the guy in the gorilla costume walk right in the middle of the circle and
I've
walk
seen
right
that,
through it?
yeah.
So just saying the possibility of him actually not seeing it to Basement's point.
Because they're okay. Again, stop. You're still making excuses. The referee is supposed to be doing. He doesn't. His one job is to make sure that there is no penalty on the play. That's his only fucking job. His other job is that fan is drinking a beer and that's his 10th one. You shouldn't be fucking worried about what else is going on. I don't give a fuck. And this is why referees get shit on as much as they do.
Then just replace them with robots, and you'll never complain.
We come
Oh,
back full circle.
But what if they break down?
You
Now
know,
what?
this is what I think
I'm
there's
all
not enough
for human
positivity on
error.
the stream.
I'm all for human error. But again,
But you won't
this is
accept
where I'm
human
talking
error.
about accountability. Is what I'm talking about. Accountability.
That's different, right? Okay.
There is none. Not for the referees. They never do anything fucking wrong. The only thing you ever hear from the NFL is, well, we're reviewing it.
Well,
How
they-
about you
you know
review
what?
my
They-
balls on your chin?
They might have accountability, it just might not be shared with the public.
It
That's-
should be. I do not. It should be. This is why fans are so frustrated with fucking referees all the time.
Maybe they just don't give a shit about the fans being frustrated with referees.
I think that might be it.
Maybe
It's
that's the thing.
very plausible.
That is very plausible.
If the
Because they're-
league allows it, then you have no say.
well, they don't.
Speaking of referees, to try to change the subject,
Please God, yes.
have you guys seen? I know we've talked at nauseum a little bit about Raw on Netflix, the debut this past Monday. New referee shirts.
I do like them.
Yeah.
Do like
Yeah,
them a
okay.
lot. Like a
They're
off
trying to
road,
be different.
right? Yeah. They're trying to distinguish Raw and SmackDown, I think, really a little bit more visual.
I think they wore them on SmackDown too, didn't they?
Did they? I
Because
didn't-
SmackDown had the bluish gray shirts tonight. That
Oh,
on
okay.
Friday.
Yeah, but it was the same style.
Didn't SmackDown already have a style more similar to this?
They
And
had
the striped
blue-
shirts? I swear, didn't they have like
So
a
they
blue
used to have
polo
the
shirt?
blue and the blue
Yes.
stripe, the blue shirt. Yeah,
like,
they
the black
they
stripes,
did with the
center
black stripes. Yes, they did, and then they all went to Vince wanted them all to look like NFL referees, which is what he went to. Now Triple H is trying to distinguish between Raw and SmackDown for real,
Well, I
and I'm
mean,
okay with it.
I will say like uh, if they're
Transition, by the way, Connor.
Thank you.
if they're going to be looking at I think they're kind of pivoting off of referees in UFC where they're not
Yeah.
dressed as fucking uh,
Referees,
zebras.
right?
Mhm.
They're dressed in black polos with black gloves.
Yeah,
In MMA, they've been dressed like that for forever, so it gives it a bit more like legitimate feel. Because everything they did, it was subtle, but it was enough. You know,
Yep.
different referee look, different mat look, different
There-
stadium look to an extent.
there was a time. There was a time where the referees all wore the blue shirt with the tie because they were trying to be like boxing.
I was gonna say, honest
Yeah.
with you, I kind of missed that. I was about to say,
I
was gonna
don't
bring up
mind it every once in a while, like if they're doing a callback show, but
Saturday night's main event.
yeah, like Saturday night's main event. Keep that the way it is. Have them wear that blue shirt and tie, the bow tie. I'm all for it, but don't change what you're doing. Maybe the pay-per-views I do it too.
Yeah.
I just don't like they tried to be too much like the NFL.
The one thing I'll say with this is like, and the NFL, there's a reason that their colors are fucking loud and they stand out because you have to see when they're calling something, right?
Yeah.
In WWE, the muted colors, the less they blend in with
Yes.
the background, which is
Yeah.
exactly what we want.
Yeah, that's
We
Yeah,
don't
yes, I
need
wonder-
Aubrey Edwards doing fucking cartwheels and LED lights.
it's another step in my opinion of the right direction.
He's doing Naomi's dance while she's refereeing a match.
I can't. This look is very much like I'm gonna look like the background.
Yes.
It works
Yep.
for me
Yeah.
a lot more than what they had.
Was there anything else? I know we've pretty much over the course of several streams this week, I think we kind of beat to death what we thought of Netflix on Raw.
I am
If
very
anything-
interested to see what they do tomorrow, where it's
Yeah, me
not
too.
the
I wanna see-
where it's not the
see,
first
like-
show.
Yes.
So I don't think I mentioned this, but Raw this past Monday felt like a premium live event.
It did, yeah.
It
It's also-
didn't feel like
it's
a
open between.
regular Raw show, which I was kind of disappointed in, although I didn't hate it. The opening to that show was fun. Just I had goosebumps. I
Yeah.
think
I could tell you weren't there, but like the,
really
JP, the like 4K camera they got so you could see the rocks goosebumps. I was
Fucking-
like, holy shit, man! Like,
Yeah.
in fact, like for forever in wrestling, have they gone like, look at my goosebumps, and nobody can fucking see that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
right.
yeah.
But the opening to that and
Oh, it was
what
good.
what they brought with how they did it
with
and
the
what-
curtains
what
falling
was-
down on Triple H.
I wasn't so much about the end of it and what they were showing it on. I was enthralled by what I was watching on that screen.
So two things about that little
Not
two
not
things-
so much what
Yes.
the
we got it.
spectacle of it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
two things for me about that intro video, and this is going to be a real deep cut, so bear with me, folks.
Oh Christ.
Right-
Cut me
right
deep,
af-
Daddy.
Right after WWE bought WCW, they did a couple of music videos. This was actually leading up to the NWO's debut in the WWE, where it's like the winds of change and it shows like the history of the company. And it was a very well done video, and it's one of those ones that really like once again give cadence to the history and the importance of the business and the industry, and kind of really touts the importance of like where they've come from to where they are now. So it was very similar vibe to it, and man, those fucking videos are so damn good. They are so good in terms of like it's almost
They do a really good job with vignettes and
Oh.
like the openings to stuff.
yeah.
Like I don't mind the opening to the show.
So I'm just
Go
gonna mention it now, Connor. You continue because I'll forget. I know you don't like Gunther very much, but the vignette with him where he's black and white and the belt was gold, visually, I'm like,
Beautiful.
man, that is
No,
good
it's
shit.
not. It's not that I hate Gunter as much as my HGGM counterpart says otherwise. It's that he needs to do something for me now. He needs
They
to.
also need to do
needs
something
to-
with him outside of just ring general.
Yeah, I need a little bit more now. I need some
I'm trying to
other.
turn a baby face right now.
Well, so it's funny you say that because I also have some apparently rumored, take it with a grain of salt at this point because WrestleMania is going to be nuts. WrestleMania matches that have also been discussed internally with the company. Again, rumor because Jesus Christ, there's so many rumors in wrestling.
If you want me to be honest with you, I have Roman win the title.
One of them was Gunter against Logan Paul.
But you ain't putting
That's not a WrestleMania match to me.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's a pre-show match.
Yeah.
Logan Paul fighting for the world title.
No.
I don't want
I
to see
don't want
Logan
him
Paul near
anywhere
any title.
near. He already had his shot. I don't want him anywhere near the world title.
Who's that
I
referee,
don't know what
Neos?
the
It's the new
fascination with
referee
you
outfit for
getting
Raw.
a title on John Cena is, but please stop it. I'm sorry.
He does not need to break Ric Flair's record.
He won't. The money is in the chase. That he'll never get it. Uh-oh, I just burped a little. But Raw and Netflix overall, yeah, I'm with Baseman in the sense of like
That is Chad Patton. He's the head of referees for WWE now.
who's he, Patton? No, the first Raw on Netflix was obviously their best foot forward for bajillion obvious reasons. They've done this every time they swap.
But it's
networks and
also
different
like
deals.
it's one of those things where it's like we're gonna do what's good for everyone, but
Mm-hmm.
not what's great for any single sect of wrestling fans or fans in general.
Mhm.
They keep spreading this wide net, and it's got them a lot of like I'm gonna say middle of the road reviews from me, where I'd really like if they just kind of realize that you don't need to cater to people that don't really want to watch or are watching for the first time. You need to cater. If you cater to the real fan base, those people will come anyway.
Well,
Mhm.
no, yeah, but the thing is, again, you talk about casting a wide fucking net. They're casting arguably the widest net they have with this deal because they're going
Mhm.
fucking global.
But they're
Live.
still casting that net to wrestling fans.
Yeah, so I agree that there has to be a balance, but you can't.
I feel like people watching this Netflix and seeing The Rock come out first, and kind of like what they did with Cody and the title, they don't care about Cody and the title. First of all, they might care a little bit about The Rock, but will anything that happened there be like, this is why I need to watch again? When the next week they tune in and The Rock's not there, and it's a completely different thing going on.
Well, I mean, it's an uphill battle. It's going to be an uphill battle no matter what you try to do. It's not going to be no instant success. So they have to teeter totter that a little bit. I agree. I get your point in terms of like trying to really put the best foot forward, but at the same time, it's a little bit of also uncharted territory where they're like, oh, we have to now educate an entire fucking
They
global
don't
audience.
need to educate. This is my problem with this, because I honestly think the most popular WWE in wrestling has ever gotten is when they went all in on the fan base that was all in on them. Then word of mouth started to spread, and then word of mouth is still the biggest spreader of fucking anything.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I don't think in my opinion, it's a mistake that Vince McMahon was trying to do for forever, trying to cater to fans that don't care. Just
Yes,
do what you do best, and fans will come to that product.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the fan base you're going to have. You're never going to get fucking little Timmy's mom that likes The Rock show up every week. She might watch it when he shows up, but that's it.
No, I get I get the frustration behind it. I can also see the other side of that argument. So it's going to be
I see the marketing side of it, where
It's-
The
it's-
Rock
it's a-
is the big name.
yeah, it's
you
going to
know.
be it's going to be a feeling out process because what they're going to do is they're eventually going to hit their stride, and that's what I'm more interested in more than anything else.
This is actually why I'm more interested in the second show than the first show. The first
Yeah,
show was the spectacle. The second show is going to actually show you a bit more
they're gonna do
of
week to
how
week.
it's going to be and how different it might be than the Raw on cable television. Which, newsflash, I don't think it's going to be that different.
There's already a big difference considering none of the swear words from either the wrestlers or the audience are being censored.
They were censored at the very start of the show, and he's like, "We're Netflix. Why are we censoring this?" It was great.
Well,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then after that,
Yeah.
it wasn't anything because then I could clearly hear the audience saying "fuck you" to who was it? Solo?
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
you so
Oh,
much.
they didn't put
So-
anything.
Fuck
But they
you,
don't really.
Solo.
They've never censored that on cable TV
Oh, they have.
for us here in Canada.
You.
So
For you, but here, that
As
is what
long as
the
it's like
fucking entire
a
TV went mute.
If it's a crowd chant, I've never heard it censored. If it's like a bunch of people, if it's one person, then they'll censor it somehow. if
Well,
that makes sense.
they censor it here.
Yeah, they completely turned the audio off entirely. Like we
Like,
can't even hear the commentators speaking.
When the crowd's going, holy shit, they say holy shit, and then you hear a little smattering of it, and then holy shit, and then they
But you can
cut
blow
off holy
people's-
shit.
It's
Then
like
they're only gonna say it fucking once,
you
it's
can't
just
say holy shit, but you can blow someone's brains out on live
Perfect.
television.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. You got it.
Whatever.
So a couple
They-
quick.
But on that, yeah, that's the way it is on TV from 7 till fucking 9 here.
Couple of other things I wanted to note about the Raw debut on Netflix. I thought the show was serviceable. Wasn't, I don't think, anything like wowing to me. It was a pretty like all right, thumbs up. Like not anything like, oh my god, you have to fucking see it. It was a serviceable show in my opinion. I don't know about you guys. The red lights in the audience, fucking that was
Threw
not.
me off. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Threw you
was,
They were.
off?
They didn't
I
do.
didn't
They. I noticed them. Is all I'll say.
well, no. The
Yeah.
the problem with
For
me
better or
was,
for worse, I noticed them, and I'm like, "Is that empty seats?" Is
That's
where my
my
mind went.
that was my
Yeah.
problem. Is that
It's like they said they sold out, but yet you look at this shot and you see nothing but red lights all over the place, and you don't see the
And-
people sitting there.
I was gonna say,
Well-
depending on the camera angle and especially
I
when they did
didn't
the
know
drone shots.
what it
but-
was.
Yeah, it fucked me up. I'm like, that doesn't look good. It looks like it's a fucking AEW show.
I didn't know if the red lights symbolized like lights that they had placed within the arena, or if it was empty
No,
seats.
that's
was built
that's
with the
that's
stadium.
arena.
So that's the stadium itself.
Yeah, it's
It's
not anything
really
Raw
stupid
specifically.
design,
Yeah,
then, in my opinion,
it doesn't look good.
to
Well,
showcase
it's
empty
more
seats.
it's to be accessibility friendly to help the people that have trouble seeing in the dark see where their seats are.
Nope, screw them.
Yeah, fuck those people.
They know what
Wander
they paid for.
around.
They know what they paid for.
Wait, where are my seats? And is it this red light or all the fucking 500 other red lights?
Oh, my next. So I hear. Go ahead, Connor.
So that was just one thing about me from the visuals. I will say that in terms of the presentation, the style, the graphics, a lot of the things they did, man, it feels like they're definitely hitting their stride in terms of like, I felt like I was watching like UFC or the like Monday Night Football. It felt like so like mainstream, modernized.
It feels like the most modernized version of wrestling I've seen. That actually
Yeah.
works.
Well, the thing is that for so long, WWE does not know what the fuck it wanted to be because Vince kept bouncing around
It
between
wanted
like,
to be the
"Ooh,
90s
this
and
that."
80s.
And now I feel like I'm like, oh my god, they've hit that. They're right in their niche. They know where they're going, and they're going in the right direction.
I will
like,
say
fucking
one thing.
yes.
Bring back Roman Reigns' old theme.
Dun, dun.
Not that one. The fucking what
You
was-
said old.
no, head of the table, because they fucking changed it again to some other thing.
Did
His-
they?
yeah, he's got his new. Yeah, he has a different theme than he had before he disappeared for a while. It's like they've integrated it, but it's worse somehow.
Again, I don't take any stock in fucking entrance.
I take all the stock in the presentation.
So I got a question for everybody who watched SmackDown. I know, based on me, you probably did.
I did not.
I got some cliff notes. I didn't honestly. I didn't catch it at all. To be honest with you, I
So,
heard. I saw
I
the.
was on Twitter today,
Yep.
and
way.
people are like, and that there one person put out, why does Bailey keep taking opportunities from people?
What are you talking about?
Now, hold on, let me get to that. So they had a fatal 4-way for the number one contendership and they did a really good job of building to it, of them having a number one contenders match. Nia Jax came out and started talking shit to Tiffany. Then Bailey come out and she won a match and said, I should be the number one contender. And then Naomi came out and said, I should be the number one contender. If it hadn't have been for Tiffany Stratton, I would have beat Nia. And then Bianca Belair, who was their tag team partner, I think they totally forgot about Jade Cargill. I mean, they keep mentioning her, but anyway, so then they had their match, and Bailey
Is it-
wins,
Are they
right?
souring?
Of those four, who would you rather have Tiffany Stratton face at Survivor Series
Bailey.
in her first title defense.
Bailey, because she
Rumble.
actually knows what the fuck she's doing in the ring.
100%.
Royal Rumble, not Survivor Series.
Royal Rumble, I keep calling it. Well, they're both the fucking same.
Wait, I
You know what I
didn't
mean.
catch anything you said.
Oh, fuck.
Who would you rather have? Who face? Tiffany Stratton?
Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton, because she is now the women's champion over on SmackDown.
Who would you rather have her face? Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm.
Let me finish. Nia Jax, Bianca Belair, Naomi, or Bailey.
I'm gonna say Bailey's the right choice, but were they like, oh my god, they didn't allow one of the black competitors to get the choice?
Mm-mm. So Bailey won. Bailey won the match. She pinned
Yeah, no,
Naomi.
but are the people on Twitter saying, oh my god, they didn't give
I think that's part of it, but it's like Bailey's taking opportunities from others.
the other people just happen to be black?
So there's a couple of ways you can.
That
look
was
at
never mentioned. It wasn't. There was no mention.
I don't know, man. I've seen that a lot on Twitter. Black wrestlers need everything constantly.
So
But there was no mention of that.
WWE hates Triple H hates black wrestlers. I'm like, okay. Well,
Okay.
I mean, if you said Connor, I get it. ROH.
I didn't see
I heard
any of that.
you.
I just seen the initial post. I didn't really delve into it.
I could make the argument on two cases to answer your original question, which is since Nia didn't have her rematch, you could do Nia versus Tiffany just to get the rivalry over with.
I think
Tiffany
if they're not
go
going
over
to
on Nia clean, and then
isn't Nia just going to interfere with whatever happens?
well,
Probably.
I was
That's
saying
going to be her next feud.
Mhm.
so
Then
you
you're
could do-
kind of stealing the opportunity from whoever anyway.
Here, this is what I was going to get to, is that you can make the argument one way or the other, where it's like, okay, if you do Nia, that wraps up that rivalry and also puts the spotlight more for the women to be showcased more in the Rumble match.
Hmm Naomi should
Or-
never hold the title again, in my opinion. But
I
taking
don't
that away-
disagree with you.
Maybe
I
take
wouldn't
it.
mind her as I was gonna say, I wouldn't mind her as mid card champ.
She's so
Nope.
boring.
I wouldn't mind her as a mid card champ.
They come out and shake her ass until she loses. That's her gimmick.
Yeah.
She's a
But,
night late ass shaker.
Raw was pretty cool. I'm curious to see where things go for the future. Trying to think what else happened in wrestling.
I mean,
this week.
I'm just thinking like that's the right choice no matter how you plan it. Because even if Nia Jax is going to interfere and Bailey will not win, she'll get pinned or some shit will happen.
well,
Because Tiffany Stratton's not going to lose, right?
Well,
So no matter
yeah.
who goes against her, they're not going to win. So whoever this person is saying like, well, taking opportunities, I'm like, whoever it is, you then complain that they didn't win the match.
Yes.
Naomi, Bianca Belair, fucking
that's the
Jade
other part.
Cargill or whoever it was.
that's the other part. The other part is that, like, presumably, I think it's pretty like well known that wrestling fans have it under their assumption that that Tiffany's gonna face Charlotte
Mhm.
at
Mania,
WrestleMania
yeah.
Championship. At least that's kind of where I think pretty much everyone.
That's what- like I don't know,
We'll
JP.
see if she comes back in the Rumble, because if she comes back in the Rumble, she's winning the Rumble, and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. So, but my point is that it kind of is a bit of a sticky situation, because then it kind of like pulls the wind out of other people's sails before it's like, okay, well, we know we're going to here, so
Yeah.
what does it matter?
Well, I
who
mean,
gets
like
queen?
for
know
that
what I
whole
mean?
conversation, JP, you engage with like people that they're not even thinking on the same level on wrestling. They're thinking about like, oh, why didn't my favorite get
Oh,
an
here-
opportunity? Not like, why is this a bad decision as a company?
Bigger picture.
Yeah. Well, it's just like
So,
thinking about it like what it actually is instead of thinking about it like oh my god, Jacob in Twilight, like the fucking like fangirl aspect of it, where you're
Hey,
like in love
yeah,
with
what's
the characters, not the realistic business.
Yeah. What team are you?
I was
so
always
I'm
Jacob.
not seeing anything about what
Yeah,
he
right.
posted or she posted here. I'm tired of Bailey stealing opportunities from other talents in 2025. It's fucking 12 days into fucking 2025,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He said, I'd call her a Hogan, but that's disrespectful to Hogan because she doesn't even have 1/50th
Okay.
of his talent.
This-
Okay.
This
So-
has got to be a fucking troll.
Yeah,
like, come on.
I don't even know why you
So
engage
this
with these
guy-
people, man.
So this guy here says Roman fan. He responds,
get what it
"You
is,
gas
Roman.
Becky, by the way. Becky is not is best horsewoman's." This
I
guy's name.
just don't care, JP. Honestly,
This guy said your account is like your ass. He responds, "What? Everyone hates you because a lot of controversy because of you and your completely
stop.
wrong words. I'm sure that you are
Yes.
young and you have been following wrestling for a short time."
just stop, please, God.
No, keep going.
I can't stand the. I listen to idiots for a living.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't
know
do
you
it. I can't do it on time off. I just can't.
Got you. So that's my point. Like I just wanted to ask. So people are crying about that shit on Twitter, over
People are
wrestling.
crying about everything on Twitter.
Hey.
Fuck Twitter. AEW announced a 12-man tag for Collision this Saturday.
God, I hope not, because BFAB is about as good as fucking my pimple on my ass.
Well,
Hey, it did get a 5-star from Meltzer, so. Oh,
Yeah, we don't know where Meltzer puts his
AEW
rating.
announced a 12-man. When don't they announce a 12? Was that a big announcement that fucking Tony Khan needed to make?
speaking of AEWs, and I don't know how true this is. Apparently, so now Dynamite streams, or it's on demand on Max right after, I believe. Now is that the deal?
I thought it was like a while
It
after.
it streams simultaneously.
Okay. Anyway, so the point is that apparently Warner Brothers did not they didn't do very good numbers on Max. Shocker. I
No
know.
way, Warner Brothers
Really?
dropping the ball. What is this? 10 years ago?
Basement, pick your job. So, because of that, they are now keeping a little bit more of a watchful eye on AEW's numbers and ratings, which is not a good sign.
Well, I don't think
it
it's a good
means
sign that they
before
fucking.
their deal is up. Before their
They-
deal is up, Warner Brothers is going to say, "Yeah, sorry, this isn't working. We're going to cut your
So
contract."
they
here."
gave them I think it was a 3-year deal,
3-year deal. Yep.
and they gave them a 4th-year option,
Uh-huh.
depending on how things go.
I don't even think it's a good idea for them
So-
to fucking have signed them at all. Like it was
From
already
what I-
like a ship sinking. It's like, you know what? Yes, we will get on board. Where's the
From-
Titanic?
Whoever-
I'm lining up.
We've talked about this ad litem. Whoever is running and giving out these deals in Turner or Warner Brothers needs to be hit in the back of the head with a chair.
So someone apparently equated the situation to very similar vibes of when Halloween Havoc got its pay-per-view feed cut early in WCW, and kind of the backstage panic that kind of created that. It's not a panic level, but it's like, okay, more people are paying a little bit more attention to AEW
Yes.
brother now, and so that could have a snowball's effect. By the way, sorry to backtrack for a second, back to Raw and Netflix. I wanted to throw this out there because I think we talked about this a little bit. No, we did talk about this quite a bit, but Hogan on Raw, which was, in my opinion, the best part of the whole thing.
Brother.
Are we all in the same boat that we pretty much think that Hogan was not booed because of his political stance, but more because of who he is as a fucking person?
Me and JP fucking argued for like an hour about this.
Okay.
I think it was political.
And now you can argue with him for an hour while I go take a fucking shit at my dick.
You want to go, Connor? I'm down. I'm down to argue.
You got to remember where they are too. They're in LA.
So my only respectfully, my only question to you then is, there's two other instances I can point to. Taker didn't get booed.
I got an argument for that.
So do I. I think it's the
And-
same as this.
And I just got killed in Fortnite. And Hogan got a very similar reaction to the last time he was at WrestleMania when he was doing the bullshit with Titus O'Neil.
Where was WrestleMania?
What? Oh, that one?
Yes.
Florida, right?
When was the last time he was in?
Because he was dressed up like a pirate.
What?
Hogan was dressed up like a pirate. and he was out there with Titus O'Neil, and he got a very.
That don't mean
similar-
nothing because they could have been in Tampa Bay.
He didn't get booed, man.
But I think honestly, I mean, hey, I could be completely wrong. I'm not saying I'm not saying that it
No.
couldn't be for that reason. I just don't think it is, or at least I like to
It
hope.
is. I mean, okay.
If it is, that's sad.
So the Undertaker didn't get booed. Why? Because it's the Undertaker, right?
Yeah.
How visible is the Undertaker in the public scene?
Oh yeah, obviously you're comparing fucking to Hogan. I mean,
Okay.
night and day.
How visible was Hulk Hogan during the fucking election? Like he was on.
Yeah,
He was at the
he's a more public figure.
convention.
Yeah, I'm not.
He
Yeah,
spoke at the convention. He was on talk shows.
Mm.
So, and I'm talking TV talk shows, not podcasts.
yeah.
So that's why I say the fans booed him and are mad at him because he helped Trump win.
So okay,
Y'all want to conspiracy theorize? That's my conspiracy.
no. I'm not conspiracy theorizing. I'm just trying to. I'm thinking out loud. So the only other thing I can think of is that, we would have to think that it's mostly wrestling fans of the show, right? It's not. Yes, it's a new Netflix audience streaming, but it's still fans that are going to the show. They're still more or less more hardcore fans than casuals that are at the shows.
I'm just gonna say this: no matter where Hulk Hogan goes, if Hulk Hogan was to show up in Des Moines, Iowa, the crowd would fucking lose their shit. I guarantee it.
You don't think
100,000%.
I mean, you're
Guaranteed.
probably not gonna see, you're not going to see Hogan on TV for.
And that's
Quite a while.
my point is Hogan could show up in I don't know, Madison probably not. I don't think so. Hogan could show up in Des Moines. He could show up in Davenport, at a Raw or Tuscaloosa, Mississippi or Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He could show up there, and I guarantee it. He gets a pop bigger than anything.
He could show up at a Black Panthers rally.
He goes to Philadelphia, he's gonna get booed. He goes to Miami, he's gonna get booed.
So
he goes to Los Angeles, he's gonna get booed. Why? Because he is a Trump supporter.
So they knew where they were, which is why it's still a stupid idea to do a live promo for the beer.
Yeah.
Like it should have just been a commercial, right,
I
guys?
could agree with you there. I could agree with you there, but again, I understand why they did it.
I don't.
Well, get this. There's rumblings that they're now thinking of a way to restructure Hulk Hogan's association with the product because they are a business partner with the beer. And I shit you not, they're talking about partnering with another WWE superstar. They haven't mentioned any specific names, and turning Hogan heel.
Okay.
Why didn't they just partner with fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin's booty hole beer?
I don't think he's producing it anymore. Is he still?
I don't know. I don't care.
Stone Cold?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I could be way the fuck off.
I think it was like a local thing where he is like living near nobody, so nobody bought it.
He lives out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
He's in I wouldn't say seclusion, but he's
He's
okay,
out
so
on his
for me,
poncho having fun.
for
I'm
me
just gonna
personally,
say this: if WWE fucking, they've already cut Vince McMahon out of. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, wrestling wouldn't be where it is today.
correct.
As far as the popularity, yes, Vince had a lot to do with it, but Hulk Hogan was.
it was like the marketing.
People knew who
team.
Hulk Hogan was before who Vince McMahon. They knew Vince McMahon was, but they didn't know who he was.
I would say it not only is it like Terry Bollea, but it's the marketing team that helped him work that angle. Because there was so much marketing around him. He was marketed to fucking the wazoo, man. Like he was all marketing, really.
It really, like, this is kind of the whole, once again, the whole argument of like giving credit where credit's due, even to terrible people. Like, as deplorable as Vince is, fucking guy was a marketing business genius. For
At
what he was able to
times,
do.
but he was like
You're right, yeah,
everybody
at
else.
times.
Okay, I compare Vince McMahon to fucking Donald Trump. People are like, well, he went bankrupt a million times. Like, yeah, well, when you run a business and it's losing money and you're not gonna be able to continue it, you go bankrupt with the business. Not personal bankruptcy. You gotta walk away when something doesn't work out. Like, people are just like people are
Take a
so.
lap.
I think people are just dumb or ignorant or uninformed.
We're
Just throw that
turning
in the whole thing.
we're turning into idiocracy.
We
You're
are.
you're like the second person that told me that in 1 week, which is great.
I've thought
turning into what?
I've thought it
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to Hulk Hogan
The
being
movie
president.
I
Idiocracy.
don't know what.
But when it comes down to it, like Hulk Hogan to me is a risky, and he has been a risky asset for WWE for a while, and I think the risk
And-
level is higher than the reward level at this point. Which to me, I'm just gonna say it, misstep having him on the show in general.
Yeah, you know what's sad is that Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair,
They're in the same fucking place.
they're in the very similar boat. But these are two guys
They
who
should
should
wrestle
be
each other to
treated.
death match.
They should be treated like royalty, and they just keep making
They're
these.
tarnishing their own legacy, man.
Yeah, they're just making these terrible decisions, and it's just I don't get it.
But I said, like, this was my argument beforehand. It was like, let your past lie for a minute. You can still make money off of your name, but like, he just can't, like, that. They can't hang up the fucking gimmick. He can't. If he's not Hulk Hogan, he doesn't live. That's the way I look at it. Where, like I said, Booker T can hang up his gimmick. He's still Booker T, but it's not like everything I have to do has to be Booker T shoved down your fucking throat constantly.
Right.
So I don't know. The Hulk Hogan thing, I think diminishing returns is right, like in parentheses, right next to Hulk Hogan's name. So
Yeah, that's actually a great point. It's a great nuance for the Hulk stuff. Yeah,
No, I had this fight, and I stand by what I say.
well,
I
I'm
don't think
curious-
it's completely political. Yes, there is political leanings why people won't like Hulk Hogan, but the entire stadium booing him is not
it's
just
yeah. We'll see how things play out with them.
political. Because why are they
Um,
supporting a fucking left-leaning company anyway? Or sorry, right-leaning company anyway? Triple H at fucking Donald Trump's New Year's Eve. Vince
Mar-a-Lago,
McMahon has
yeah.
always been that. Like, the whole company has always been more conservative than liberal in terms of political leaning. Why even
Okay.
there if you're gonna boo Hulk Hogan?
Why not?
Who cares?
Let's see. Speaking, I guess of I guess this isn't political, but L.A. fires. Holy,
Oh no, it's becoming political.
Everything is political
it does. I was
nowadays.
going to
Come
say
on.
everything does. So,
Mhm.
yeah. What the fuck happened?
Apparently, the winds caused the fire.
No, they have
Yes, the winds
camera
did
footage
fucking
of
fire.
somebody out in the Palisade Mountains actually starting the fires. They don't have a close enough video to identify who it was.
Oh shit. Okay.
So the wind spread the fires because they had a
Yeah.
huge windstorm.
Like air starts
and-
fire. Is this like that fucking M Night Shyamalan movie?
Well, air spreads fire, but what I will say is, and I said this before, it's like fucking. They've got out lucky for so long for just the winds not blowing into the fucking city. It was an inevitability. I don't know how much you can control a disaster like this. Like, and people will say, well, they got to rake this, they got to do this, they got to maintain this. There was maintenance being done there, but at some point in time, when a disaster happens, I don't know. Like, though I think, and I guess you guys are all going to be like, fucking Gavin Newsom was a dumb piece of shit. DEI hires.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything to prevent any of this. I don't think that's true. I think they did do preventative measures, but at some point in time, if you've got the strongest windstorm in fucking LA history for the last like 20 years, combine that with a fucking forest fire, I don't care how many fucking rakes you have out there or how many fucking black women with hoses. You, you're not gonna stop the place from burning.
Why-
No, it's not black women. It's lesbians. Okay, get it right.
Oh,
So I do understand. I do get it. However, when you're not taking care of your horse and you're not trying to do anything about it,
I don't
That's
know if
where-
that's true though.
It was proven
By who?
by Gavin Newsom's own government documents.
What they said he
He's
didn't
not-
even try.
They cut funding to go out there and rake up the
But it's not
deadfall.
even just the breaking. It's just the fucking. They're more worried about taking care of the. Do you know how much money they spend on homeless people and giving them fucking money?
Have you seen? First of all, looking at LA with like this hilly fucking brush, it's fucking a step away from. It's step away from Mexico. It has all this like hilly brush. Like I don't know how you can't debrush. You can't get rid of anything that's gonna catch fire, or you're gonna kill all the wildlife there. So I don't know what the answer is to fix this problem, and the answer is burn it down. I mean, Luis Belmont show was in here earlier, and he said, just to clarify, he is safe, and that's good. I don't want anybody to lose their fucking house or life or anything like that.
I do have to say it's a bit of a misstep to hear all these celebrities be like, my house.
Yeah, well, and nobody cares, right? Because the problem is there's a bunch of people that just live there that aren't celebrities that are losing everything.
No, the huge problem, the big talk out there is the insurance companies are dropping.
They were dropping them before the fire started.
I
They
don't
dropped
even know how they can legally do that.
Oh, they can.
It's like, well, we heard there's a
they'll find
potential.
some-
No. Well, so the reason that they dropped them is because their rates they're so nobody can afford them, and the cost of living out there with like in Miami, you can't.
So they're not going to insure because the houses cost so much and the chance for disaster is so high.
Well, I think there
Right?
can't. Well, there was one celebrity said, "Oh, they canceled my insurance." James Woods.
Yeah.
They canceled his insurance. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you need? What do you need homeowners insurance for? You're a fucking millionaire.
I smell the plot of the next Saw franchise.
I don't know, man. It's a misstep by the state government to not.
And to answer your question, he needed the homeowner's insurance because you have to have homeowner's insurance to own a home.
No shit. I know these things. I'm just saying. My point is they dropped them because their cost of insurance is going to be so fucking high.
Well,
Yes, the fucking
I
insurance
just
company is
don't-
hitting their bottom line.
The only way the insurance company can drop them, in my mind, is if there was like some premeditatedness to this disaster where they knew they were going to have to pay out the wazoo because everybody that lives there that's getting their house burned down are millionaires.
correct.
The people are getting
Otherwise,
dropped-
it makes no logical sense. And I mean, like, fucking, you can't. Insurance company, your whole company is built on the fact that you are going to replace losses for things. Certain things. I don't
I
even
think
know
insurance-
if, like, if here at least, if it's like, oh my God, it was a God made disaster, they won't give you shit.
the insurance companies were dropping people before the fires even started. Because the government themselves are making it impossible for the insurance companies to.
You can't say it's not a little suspicious, though. Then
I'm not saying it isn't, but
That's
they
kind
did.
of a
They were
little too
dropping
confident.
them
Sure, it's on like a-
before the fires started.
But I don't understand why they would, because an insurance on like a fucking $5 million home is huge. It's a massive money maker for them.
Yeah, it's also a massive money loser too.
If
but why?
fires start out of and destroy everything, it's like almost like it's like somebody came back in time and was like, "You got to
I
cut
was
these
about to
guys off
say,
from insurance."
Unless there was some sort of
Basement, no. Basement here in America, even if it's a natural disaster, the insurance companies have to cover it.
Yeah, but how did they know there was a
like
natural disaster?
there had to.
How do you not know it was a fucking natural disaster with a fire like that?
Most
You
homeowners.
guys said they dropped insurance before anything happened.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So are they?
James
Are they?
Woods
Is it
said
like precogs?
James Woods himself said he's been a customer of State Farm for years, 17 years to be exact. I think his tweet said, and they dropped him 2 months before the fires
There you go.
So
occurred.
to me that's a lawsuit immediately. Explain to
What?
me why you
Oh,
dropped
they've
me.
already had a lawsuit because they were not paying claims that they already agreed to pay.
That's
I am
That's a whole
I am baffled at the sheer
that's a whole
we're predicting the future aspect here.
that's a whole different like terrible can of worms. Then if that's
Yeah.
the case, I didn't know about that. If that's the case, then that is fucking even worse. That's
I wonder how it works because I'm sure there's a lot of people that live in that area that get like rich real quick that can't pay what they buy, and then the default on the insurance company. I'm pretty sure that happens a lot there, and it's a high risk area. Not. I'm not talking about weather or anything.
Right.
Just like the fact that, oh my God, yes, you have this person who hasn't been in the limelight for 20 years, but has a $5 million home, and they haven't been
Oh, he
paying
was still working.
insurance.
He was still working.
I'm not
and being
talking
able
about
to
him.
afford it.
I'm not talking about him. I'm just taking in general. There's probably
Right.
a lot of celebrities that have fallen under the limelight that can no longer pay for anything, including their insurance.
Yeah.
And then it's like a net loss. I mean, if it's like en masse that the insurance companies were like, we're out 2 months before a fire destroys everything, that is the most obvious lawsuit in the world. And then also, how are you predicting the future?
the future.
Well, yes,
It's a shit.
but
It's a shit
because
ton of
it's
bad vehicles.
Allstate, it's State Farm, Allstate, and Nationwide that are dropping people in California.
Yeah, but Alpha, I think the fact that they are common in California is worked into the insurance itself.
Yes.
So, like, you are paying a premium rate because you're in a place that is more dangerous to live in terms of house, like losing a house because of the weather.
Right. I mean, when I was back in New York, my father had to have flood insurance on the house because we lived near an area that flooded.
Yeah, it's always going to be the case where they factor it in because they
Oh,
will gouge you for
I don't
everything.
know. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about it being illegal. So
No,
I
well, no,
mean,
because
if they
insurance
cut off
companies
insurance,
are privately owned companies and
but
privately
yeah,
run
privately
companies.
owned companies can still do illegal things. If they cut off insurance
They
for the
can,
entire
but however,
Palisades, for
when it comes
instance,
to service here, they have the right to deny anybody service.
so if they cut off insurance for all of the Palisades and then all of the Palisades burned down 2 months later, that is the 9/11 conspiracies all over again.
Submit it for your approval. We're all fucking retarded.
my thing is from what I have
sucks
listened
because I
to,
don't.
from what I have listened to, the reason, and it's not just one source, it's just all of them, are saying that the insurance companies are dropping them because the state government has failed and the costs are rising way too fast.
Well, if they're
So
paying their insurance,
the insurance policy is so the insurance company is going to have to pay out more than what
They locked in on, yeah.
because of what they're doing, and I don't know exactly what it is because it wasn't elaborated on.
well,
That's all I.
then you have like state versus fucking insurance companies. To me, all I'm gonna say is it's weird because we heard about like fucking certain areas, like what was it last time, Hawaii, and every place that seems to burn to the ground, half of their residents, if not more, are like millionaires or billionaires. And I see these people like, I mean, it sounds bad, and it's gonna sound bad. Oh,
Yes.
you need to donate. You need to do this. I'm like, I don't need to do fucking shit because
I
I'm sad you lost your house, but I don't give a shit if Javier Bardem lost his fucking $1 trillion home. I don't
That is
care.
the more fucked up part.
I don't. I look.
I mean,
All of those
I feel
brothers
bad for the
get
guy, but
together.
I can give him part of my paycheck to build up his fucking estate.
So my thing is I don't care who it is personally, unless it's somebody that I care about or somebody that I know. I'm not gonna. I'm not. I don't care.
But
I
this
don't
is
know
also where,
anybody in
like,
California. So I don't fucking care.
This is also where
Frankly,
do you
in my
think?
opinion, all of those celebrities that live out there, they all make enough money that every one of them could put money
Hey
together
man,
out of their own fucking pockets and rebuild all of fucking LA and
where's
Palisades.
where's the Rock and Oprah? Bring
Right?
those fucking cunt holes out and talk about
Fucking
like
drag Bill Gates out by
I
his bad
mean-
toupee.
Fucking Oprah was giving away cars on a show. You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
I
Where's
mean,
she?
I know there's people involved that are losing their homes that don't deserve to be put in this group. But I mean, when you think LA, you think fucking celebrity,
Celebrity.
rich money, Hollywood. There, and when you think, oh, Hollywood's on fire, I'm like, about time. It sounds really bad, but they're
It
fucking like it's one of the scummiest organizations on the face of the earth that has gotten away with so many. They have legal fucking kid workers in a fucking first world country. Explain
Yes.
that. I don't know.
I don't-
I mean, I feel bad for anybody that's going through it, but don't
my
look
question-
at my pocketbook. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. And my question is, where was all this publicity and all this sadness and all this worry for North Carolina?
Yeah, where was all this?
Where were
worry
you?
and shit? We had floods here. We get floods
Yeah,
here.
there
Well,
was,
we don't get
all those
floods
people
here.
living in the mountains that got fucking lit on fire and they wouldn't allow helicopters in.
Yeah.
And Kamala Harris went and did her TV spot where she walked 10 feet.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Garbage. I don't know. I fucking hate everybody. So I'm okay with everybody burning.
All right, burn it to the ground. What else we got on the docket? Is there anything else? Oh, was it?
I
Disney?
shared a story in there. Apparently, Disney is being sued for the plot line. The plot line of Moana 2.
For what?
What is the plot?
It's
line?
too similar to my indie film. You need to pay me now.
Oh my god, my indie film.
Hmm. Yes,
That-
apparent-
that's
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be
exactly-
the first time they
That's
fucking
exactly
stole
like
from other people.
AEW suing WWE for having wrestling on their shows. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway,
It's
go.
gonna pay. Oh, bitch.
yeah, the movie that they are being sued for copying is called Bucky. Apparently, it has a giant sea monster, and you have to go down into a whirlpool like they do in the movie. And then it's this teenage girl who has to set out for sea, and has her hook-carrying best friend, who's also a demigod. It's like, oh Jesus fucking Christ! How do we know that you actually had this movie written and copyrighted before Disney did?
Let me see. If
I
can
am-
find the-
In all honesty, I'm probably gonna side with the person suing Disney because I don't think Disney has a fucking single creative fucking thought in their head anymore. It's all just bastardized versions of other things.
I can't say it's not outside the realm of possibility, but at the
I
same,
am 50-50. It's like legitimately without even knowing anything about this indie property.
It's probably about a fair statement.
But
Let it go.
the problem is like when you get down to it, like Disney movies, they're all the template is very similar, no matter what you fucking look at. Most of them are very similar.
Yeah.
So you can always like, be like, oh, this is the same as this is the same as that. But it's just with different skins. It's like Fortnite now.
It is, and frankly, that's not just a Disney problem. That's all of Hollywood problem.
So
You have so many movies that are coming out now that are, oh, I saw a movie exactly like
Yeah.
this back in 1993.
I can tell you, not even 1993. I watched what's the fucking Nobody, which is John Wick with a guy that's
Yeah.
it's John Wick. That's
So
all I'm
it's the
saying.
movie. It's the movie that Data's in that's coming out. Love Hurts.
Yeah, John Wick.
That also looked exactly like it.
Yeah, they're all John Wick. It's just a John Wick clone. It's like how everybody's like, oh, it's a Dark Souls. It's a Dark Souls for a video
Yeah.
game. It's the same fucking idea.
So apparently, I looked into it. Apparently, Disney is going to end up proving that it was original. It wasn't copied. So they have no.
Listen, Disney lawyers can make dreams and kill people. So
I think
at the
this is
same
a person that even if they copied their fucking work, it's a person that's like, "Where's my 100K? just so I don't have to
Exactly.
say anything or do
Or where's
anything.
my
ever
$2
again.
million off
Yeah.
of this? Yeah.
They'll settle.
Yeah,
Always do. They always do.
because
And it's
100K
because
to
they-
Disney is like one fraction of a cent to me.
When I say drop in the bucket, I mean the smallest drop. In the
Nobody
bucket.
2 comes out this year. It's called John Wick 6.
Nobody too.
Yeah,
The movie Jason was talking about, a guy who looks like he's
I mean
nobody, but he's
it's
secretly
still
trained assassin.
it's a fun movie, but it's John Wick movie. It's the same idea.
So it's like the fucking.
It's an
Tom
underground
Cruise-
assassin world where this guy's
Yeah.
an unassuming agent that is an assassin, and
Jesus
then
Christ, let's face it, Ford.
it does have a
It's red.
different feel to it, but it's still kind of the same idea. I wouldn't say Jason Bourne is the same idea as those, but there's now John Wick clones going around.
Let's get John Wicky.
And John Wick is a copy of Red.
John Wick, I think,
Red
is.
came out before John Wick.
I would say John Wick is actually like the start of that type of movie. Just like cinematography wise, it's fucking gun fu. It's the start of gun fu. Actually, no,
that was Red.
No,
that was Red with Bruce
no,
Willis.
that wasn't Red. With,
Retired and
no.
extremely
That
dangerous is
That
what it
No.
was that was Matrix.
No, that wasn't even Matrix. That was what was that fucking movie? I think Christian Bale was in it for some reason. What was this movie? It was like Matrix. Does anybody remember this movie where they had like gun,
Equilibrium?
like they had like weird like stances they would do? With,
Equilibrium?
yes, yes.
No, I've never heard of
That's
this
but
movie.
you know what? Okay, so what I'm saying with John Wick, it's not just the gun fu. It's the it's an underground society of assassins where everybody's an assassin. It's like you see that homeless guy, he's an assassin too. It's like holy fuck, who's not an assassin in this fucking movie?
Would you like one scoop or two? Thanks. It's also-
It very much is like it. It very much is everybody. It's like Harry Potter at the magical world. Yeah,
What-
everywhere he goes, everyone is a fucking wizard.
Assassin, yeah.
Good day there, old lady Jenkins. Good evening there. It's also
Okay, Kratos, I have a feeling you're lying because Will Smith got offered the role of Neo in Matrix and he turned it down. If they do a reboot and it's Will Smith, that guy's
Okay.
fucking. The only thing he's known for is
Time-
being entangled
time the
and
fucking
slapping people for calling his
I-
wife bald.
Listen, Matrix 4 was already fucking shallow enough as it is.
Yeah,
They
just
were
don't.
gonna
Do
fucking-
not reboot.
The Matrix reboot was shallow. What are you talking about, Matrix 4?
That's what they're saying.
No, I'm saying Matrix 4 was shallow.
Mhm.
It was a very shallow cash in, which really bothered me because like as kind of predictable as the Matrix trilogy was, I really enjoyed it.
The only way.
The final Matrix movie made no fucking sense.
The only way the Matrix should be rebooted is if we take our next technological fucking step forward in AI, and then you can have a spin on the Matrix with new technology.
That
They
could
already
be-
did
yeah,
reboot the Matrix.
No, they didn't. They did number 4.
yeah, 4 was not a reboot. 4 was well,
Matrix-
Yeah, it's kind of
Uh,
arguable.
uh,
It was
so-
terrible. Is all you need to know.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
you're right because technically it's like
it's in everything.
God damn it! Why can't the
It's
Wachowskis
a
make up
pile
their
of
mind-
shit burger, is what it was.
Why can't the Wachowskis make up their mind on whether they want it to be a reboot?
Because
or
they
a
can't
fucking
make up their
sequel?
mind on whether they want to be men or women.
Thank
Expect
you.
them to
Thank
make-
you. Thank you. You got me set up. Thank you.
What is he talking
The people out in Hollywood.
With the
Thank God,
Wachowskis
was-
made the Matrix, and they don't
was like-
even
I
know if they're man or woman anymore.
I was trying to do a setup. I'm like,
I
please,
know.
someone
I'm like,
take it.
easy layup.
Yeah.
I slammed it down.
I don't pay attention to anything Will Smith does or says because
Yeah,
he's a
'cause
fucking idiot.
Take
Did you-
my wife's name out your
I don't-
motherfucking mouth.
No.
Welcome to
His
Earth.
his son was in a reboot movie and it was fucking horrible.
They were in that movie that made no fucking sense. It was like, we're on Earth, but like you have to go to like different zones or animals will attack you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh god, I can't
Uh-huh.
remember
It
the
was
name of it. But it
terrible.
was terrible.
Afterlife, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was god awful. His son's a terrible actor, and then like he goes from being a terrible actor to being like fucking some sort of like theocratic fucking genius. It's like I'm the new philosopher of the new world.
Well, on
saying
top of that,
stupidest shit
he-
on
he's
Instagram.
out there On top of that, he's out there claiming, "Oh, mom gave us experimental drugs to deal with our issues, our mental issues." It's like, she put you in those mental issues. What the fuck are you talking about?
All right, Smith family's looking better every
You should
fucking
never
year.
You can't trust the villain in 300 to raise kids.
Mm-mm.
That's all I'm going to say. That's exactly what she was.
Oh my god, you're not wrong.
Villain in 300.
Look it up.
JP.
Just look up
It
the
wasn't-
image.
It's not her. She didn't play it, but
Look up the image.
looks
It's
like him.
they're the same person. He also had the deepest voice known to mankind.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that played Xerxes?
Yeah,
Seriously,
come on, same person.
I will let you go
Never
ahead.
mind. You don't need to show me. I know who you're talking about.
Entangle me.
You,
Yes,
That
I
was-
was fucking
That
kids,
movie
same age
was
as my
an elaborate-
kids.
Do you want to that movie is an actual historical fact?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
By
like,
Zack
it's
Snyder.
Or, but they
Real.
made Xerxes was like 18 feet tall.
Yeah, it's Zack Snyder. First of all, it's a graphic novel
Yeah,
version
exactly.
of
Yeah.
the historical. You
It
know
somehow,
what?
it
I-
somehow has a little bit more shadow than everything needs to be.
All it was a lot of fucking super ripped, pretty much naked men.
It was meaty men slapping meat. Come on.
Yeah,
He was working through a phase.
I don't think he ever got through it, to be honest.
He did not. No, because he continued it with Justice League.
They didn't.
His
do-
best
Oh,
movie
I meant
is
about the naked men part,
what the fuck?
not the
I
comic
didn't
book.
know Odyssey Jones made a statement about
He had
anything.
two good movies. He had the Night of the Living Dead or Day of the Living, whatever that zombie one was. That
Yeah.
was
Who?
good. Zack Snyder. He had that, and he had Watchmen, and I think those are his best movies.
Yeah, shit, I forgot about Watchmen. Watchmen was very
Watchmen was a pretty good movie.
good. Yeah.
Did y'all hear about
Um,
Odyssey Jones' statement that accusations
Nope.
4 months they came out? What?
Nope.
That's what I'm looking up.
Who the fuck is Odyssey Jones?
Oh my god!
I was thinking of Osmosis Jones, which was
Wasn't he the guy that WWE's pushing before they're like, well, we're gonna
Oh
Um,
yeah, he was the one who's under these allegations of abuse.
yeah, his Odyssey ended
Ring
real
Mac-
quick.
Ring George.
Oh yeah.
That's
He was
Oh,
he was
yeah,
the one that
Mark
they were gonna
Henry.
stick with. He was the one that they were going to stick with New Day to replace Big E because of his neck. But then allegations of him being abusive to his girlfriend came out, and well, yeah. But he was supposed to be also the next Velveteen Dream.
Oh, he looks more like the next Mark Henry.
He
I
does.
think. Well, what's his name? Obafemi won the
Obafemi won the championship, yes,
NXT
NXT
title.
championship.
Tuesday.
I don't think he needs to have anything to do with New Day. Like, why do we have to color code the fucking wrestling industry?
So here. So in September of 2024, after allegations of domestic abuse were made against Odyssey Jones, or his real name is
Odyssey
It's not
Jones.
yeah, it is. Jones was abruptly removed from WWE television and subsequently fired by
Replaced with Hulk
WWE.
Hogan selling beer.
In January of 2025, Palmer stated, and I think that's his name, he was innocent and that he had an injunction in place and was pursuing legal action against his accuser. So he is fighting it.
My answer to
That's
this
why
is
that's why he waited the 4 months, because he was waiting for his lawyers to have all the information they needed gathered and to have the situation started.
well, now he's definitely going
honestly-
to be the next Velveteen Dream. No matter if he's fucking, it doesn't at this point. His career is done in my mind.
Yeah,
Even if
no,
it's like
100%.
And
I
that's
agree with you.
the route for everybody who is
That's-
only accused and
Well,
bitches. Am I right?
It depends on-
He's guilty in the eyes of public opinion.
the court of public opinion. Yes.
I mean,
If you're accused of something, you're guilty. So
they could bring him back after things settle, after things like the dust settles.
they
a little.
could, but what are you going to do with
He's
him?
gonna have to shoot an
And then
arrow
back to
through a bunch of
NXT.
axes.
Back to NXT.
That was the Odyssey.
Either that
Homer's
or
the
have
Odyssey.
him
Come on,
go up
guys.
and
Where are
have Big E be his manager and take out New Day
you?
or
Didn't you have to
something.
shoot
I
an arrow
don't-
through a bunch of axe handles.
Yes,
See,
I love the Odyssey. The Odyssey is one of my favorite.
is
favorite
great.
stories. Fucking
did you
Odyssey,
know that
it's like a fucking pimp.
Christopher Nolan's potential next movie is based on the Odyssey?
Yes, and that has me fucking excited.
They already
as
did
fuck.
this. They already did this. I don't want them. I don't want. They already made a movie about Troy. I don't
This is
need
about
to see
Troy. This
that.
is about Odysseus' travel back home
Hmm.
afterwards.
I've already seen a movie on that.
Well, actually, that
Oh,
movie
yeah,
exists right now with Ralph Fiennes, and he's fucking jacked to the gills.
Yes, he is.
Talk about this. It's like it was hard for me to get in shape at 60 years old.
With like
Like,
these,
well, no
Oh,
doubt, man.
there was somebody who was it was a while ago.
I worry that story wise, they might take a couple of you know,
Well, what I'm most interested in is if Christopher
Visual
Nolan's
aids.
going to do the actual Odyssey, that man is in love with practical effects. How are you going to do the Odyssey with practical effects? There's some
Exactly.
gnarly things.
Cyclops,
Yeah.
Poseidon,
Yeah, fucking
the
Medusa.
animals. The animals. Is it Cersei? Yeah, I think it was Cersei who turned the guys into animals. No?
Thyrinth.
No, that doesn't sound right. I
No, it
think it's-
wasn't. It was. I
was,
wanted to say it was Medusa, but it wasn't. It was when they
Oh.
went on the island with sirens. Someone was turning them into animals, right?
Yes, that's yeah.
And I can't remember who it was.
I'm looking it up. I know what you're talking about.
I remember reading the book and loving the book. That's probably.
Oh, it is Cersei.
Yeah, it is Cersei. Yeah,
Oh,
you're right. I
shit,
thought you
alright.
said Xerxes.
Dude, the gummies have kicked in at this point. All right, don't.
It was
expect
Jada
that
Pickett
out of me.
Smith.
Yeah, no.
I never
God,
got
no.
into an entanglement with a giraffe.
Oh, I think we talked about this real quick. The woman who played the Wicked Witch of the West in Wicked, the actress apparently expressed interest in playing Storm.
Syria.
No, you
With-
know what she should play
with-
if they
with
ever.
With
Sorry?
respect to her as a performer, I'm also saying no. Like,
If-
it doesn't quite fit.
I have a role perfect for her.
Any serious.
What?
If they ever remake Lord of the Rings,
It was
she
done.
could be Smeagol.
It's been done.
She looks exactly like Gollum to me. I don't
She
know what
does.
happened on the set of Wicked, but everybody got anorexia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ariana Grande's always been like this.
No,
like
she has not always been like that, man. Like,
Um,
everybody and the
I think she
Wicked.
is.
No, man. They fucking skin and bone both of those women.
I seen her. I'm not disagreeing with you.
But yeah, the practical effects for the Odyssey will be very interesting because it's like you have the Cyclops, you have Poseidon, you have Cersei turning guys into fucking
I
animals.
think the Wicked Witch of the fucking West should play them all.
Wicked
She,
Witch
she,
of
she
the
could
West,
play
man.
one of the like skeleton warriors. That
What,
might
what
fit.
movie was it that you said she wanted to be? She wanted.
She
to be?
wanted to play Storm.
Yeah, there
No.
you go.
No, thank you. Get out of here.
Hmm.
Get out of here. Good
Halle
God, man.
Berry couldn't handle Storm. She ain't gonna be able to handle Storm.
Well, Halle Berry didn't do too bad.
Halle Berry isn't a very good actress. She's okay at best. I don't know. I haven't seen Wicked, but I've seen enough to know that she looks like her flesh is melting off her skeleton. And I don't know if that's the
Well,
look
she
everybody wants for
was.
Storm.
There's a clip on Twitter floating around with Jeff Goldblum interviewing them, and he asks Cynthia to guess what prop Ariana Grande took home from the set.
It wasn't
And
a
it turns
sandwich.
out that this woman couldn't even be bothered to take out her 51 fucking piercings to play the fucking character. They had to make her ear prosthetics to cover her piercings.
I would also
I'm
say
sorry. No.
the actress that played the Wicked Witch had like I saw something with her and she had like a bunch of piercings and these long ass fucking nails and like I don't even know if it's human anymore that I'm looking at. I don't want to see that as Storm for fuck's sakes.
No.
She
I
doesn't-
need to see a picture.
I
of it.
think those two need to hit the sandwiches
I think it's Cynthia Shaw.
because it is like a weird combo of anorexia. Like they look real
He's-
bad sick wise.
Yeah.
but back to the Odyssey for a second. Who do you think Christopher Nolan will cast? They haven't announced anything for castings yet. And-
Ariana Grande. It's the Odyssey to get a sandwich.
Who do I think you're gonna get? Who did you say, Connor? What did you say?
God damn it! I said back to the Odyssey. I said, who do you think Christopher Nolan will cast in the movie? To which Basement said, Ariana Grande's Odyssey to a Sin.
It's probably gonna be Leonardo DiCaprio in some fucking role.
Here's what I want the Odyssey to be.
You know, as cliche as that
wanted
is,
to
I
You know,
actually
I would prefer Tom Hardy.
I was just
As
gonna
a
say
lead role.
somebody that can speak a foreign language and that can be a physical actor and can act.
And somebody that's
Tom
been
Hardy.
in one of his movies already because he tends to
Hardy would make them. I think you're right.
patch.
Hardy would make the most sense.
As long as like, okay, please fucking God, Christopher Nolan, lower the volume of the music so I can
Oh
hear what
my
anybody says. Like, I don't know why this became a
Oh
thing with him, where
my
it's like,
Person
you know,
Roger.
you got subtitles, right? Suck my ass.
Okay, so what movies has Christopher Nolan? I don't.
He did
Okay,
all
Tom.
the Batman Begins. He did
Inception.
Inception,
Oh, he's that guy.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
He did
Dunkirk.
Oppenheimer too.
Oh god.
He did Dunkirk as well.
Yes.
So he does all these kinds of fucking.
Basically historical flicks.
He's
of events.
trying to do the drama-filled stories.
I mean, he's a very good director for the most part. But I like people are like, oh my god, he's the best director ever, 9 out of 10. I'm like, hey, he probably lands in like a 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I'm in that same.
Like
boat
his
with you.
greats are great, his lows are not
Yeah.
so great.
That-
Ariana, let me tell you something about Ariana Grande.
Mhm.
Wendy watches Sam and Cat.
Yep.
Mhm. What does that mean?
Ariana Grande is an
That's-
idiot.
Okay.
In the show, yes.
Oh, she's an idiot.
Is
She
Sam the
played-
Cat animated?
No. It's live action.
It's
and
actually-
it's a show that
it's-
was on Nickelodeon. It's now on Netflix.
It was with Jeanette McCurdy and Ariana Grande.
So I don't know if you. Dan Schneider did like a shit ton of shows for Nickelodeon, and this is kind of like the tail end of his run. And it took Sam, who was a character from iCarly, which is one show, and then I can't remember. Cat.
So it's those group of kids.
Victorious.
Yeah,
Put them together.
Notorious. They're all
Victorious.
intertwined somehow.
It's scraping at the bottom of the creative barrel.
Yeah. But they're all the same age. It's the epitome of them trying to recreate the All That crew, like Amanda Bynes and all them fucking guys. Some of them, and Ariana Grande is the only one that really made it out of that fucking group. McCurdy ended up.
And she's almost in every
She
science
practically
class
gave up
since.
acting
Well, she did because everybody just
because of Dan Schneider.
yeah. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I just don't know what happened on that set because I'm pretty sure like this is the only set where they didn't do like coke or anything. All they did was sniff fucking Ozempic.
Ozempic.
'Cause
Auto parts.
it's like we're gonna start Wicked and we're gonna end Skeletons. Like everybody got so fucking skinny. What happened?
So my question I was going to pose to you guys was, since they're doing the Odyssey, what do you think? Is there a story that you wish either hasn't been done in a long time and presented on the big screen, or something that
Give me God of War.
ooh
It's gonna
That's
happen
what I-
on
Ooh.
Amazon.
I am sick of the video game movies.
It's gonna be a TV show, so you'll be okay.
I would love to see a good. Just give me something good.
Yeah, it could be God of War.
Give me something good.
God of War is a pretty good storyline.
God of War. Okay, God of War is based on.
Greek mythology, and then it
There
goes
you go.
into
Well,
Norse
it's actually
mythology.
based on the. Isn't it based on the Viking mythology?
No, it goes
Greek
there in the new ones.
Isn't
It goes to Norse mythology in the new games
Yeah.
after he kills everybody that exists in Greek mythology.
if they're going to do so, if they're going to do, and those kinds of movies are the kind of movies where you can actually, the mythology movies, you can actually do more with. The Wizarding World
That's why
movies,
it's going to
you
be
can
a
do
TV
lot
show.
with.
I think you could do a lot with a TV show for God of War. Even though it's an action game, there's so much like history there, mythology-wise, that you can make it really good.
the the Greek mythology and the Roman mythology and the Norse mythology,
Mhm.
there
I'll
is
turn me on.
so many things they could do.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What would you prefer? Is there a
I
favorite?
would prefer if they're gonna do
Percy
stuff
Jackson.
like that. Percy Jackson wasn't bad. I argue Percy Jackson wasn't
I
bad.
watched the first episode. It was okay.
The episodes
I
are
don't
actually
say.
really good. The movies, I've watched all three
I
of the
just
movies.
I don't want like I don't like the YA adaptations so much for things.
Why?
The young
Young
adult adaptations because
Oh,
And,
they were
I,
trying to
they fall
the Percy
victim.
Well,
They're
again,
trying to bring in that younger
Percy
audience.
Jackson is a YA novel, right? Like that. I get
yes,
it. I
it
get it.
is. It's like the Harry Potter novels.
Yeah.
I actually,
Though
I
Harry
do-
Potter felt more adult at the end. Sorry, go ahead.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But I'm just saying that they were more geared more towards kids.
Well, also Harry Potter evolved and grew up.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Not
Percy Jackson did too.
But
Well,
the Harry Potter evolved and grew up with me personally, so I
Right.
will
Yeah.
have a leaning towards it.
I get you. I'm not arguing with you, but I do like. I mean, they're pretty close. Like the movies are pretty
I thought
close. to
I
the
thought Percy Jackson was pretty solid. I'm not saying
I
it's
I
like the
like the
best
idea
thing in the
of it,
world, but it was, yeah. Well, right.
but I mean the problem is the execution of it for me was like I don't know. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I would hazard to assume that the maturity of the first episode is the maturity of the last episode.
I think we need a movie of the tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. I think that needs to happen.
Where's
Fuck are
Street
you-
Sharks, man? Give me Street Sharks.
Ooh, that could be promising. That could be very promising if done the right way.
Now you know what you know what I want. My guilty pleasure, aside from Godzilla.
My dick.
No.
Oh,
But it's good try. You
As
get
far
A
as,
for
movies,
effort.
as far as movies go, my guilty pleasure, aside from Godzilla films,
My dick.
was the original Clash of Titans.
I do like that
Yeah.
movie.
They remade it,
One
and
with,
it was
uh,
not
They
good.
did remake it, and
Who-
it was terrible.
Yeah,
They-
it was
they-
with that guy.
They remade it. It's kind of swayed away from what they.
They
We're
turned
trying-
it
we're
into
trying to
like a
modernize it.
Hollywood shit fest.
Yeah,
With,
but
that guy
Original, the
that was terrible.
original was a live action with
Oh,
claymation.
oh, who's the actor's name? I loved him.
Oh, I can't remember, but Maggie Smith was in that movie.
No,
Yes,
but
she
the
was.
the,
She
the
was,
main guy is like his name is
she
so
was-
good. He's got such a good name.
goddess of-
so honestly, I with the announcement of what's his name doing the Odysseus movie, I wouldn't mind him doing one for the Trojan War or a series on the Trojan. Actually,
okay, so
that would be fun.
they've already done that.
What, a series on the Trojan War?
They've actually done a series on the Odyssey, on his
No,
return home.
right? No, I know that. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't mind if someone did a. There's a lot of potential for if you did one based off of just the War of Troy.
Isn't that Troy the
Harry
movie?
Hamlin.
Yeah, Harry Hamlin played.
No.
Odysseus.
There's another person that played.
No, it was Brad Pitt, wasn't it?
No, Troy.
Brad
Yeah,
Pitt.
you guys are all talking
Brad
different
Pitt
things.
played Achilles in Troy.
Maybe I'm thinking of something different.
So
It is Brad Pitt. Oh
Harry
my
Hamlin.
I know.
Harry, listen, Harry Hamlin played Perseus in the original Clash of the Titans.
Yep.
Well, that's
It
good.
was Sam Worthington in the 2010
Yes.
movie.
Sam Worthington, the guy from Avatar. So
Yeah.
there's that. But no,
Who am I thinking of?
I mean a series of the Trojan.
War, yeah. The Trojan. Sorry, yeah. The Trojan War.
But the thing is, you're gonna have like really bogged
No,
down.
I know what I'm thinking of.
You're gonna have bogged down episodes, and they're just be like, "Are you gonna get to what you need to?" Or
The original, the Odyssey, is what I was thinking of. Armand de Sante.
yes, that's I
Yes.
showed that together.
I love you, Armand.
I would not do multiple seasons. It would be a mini series of like several episodes.
I wouldn't do several. I might
Oh,
do
oh,
a
wait, you
mini
talking about Troy?
series. But I'm not doing episode. I'm not doing like 10 episodes of that shit.
What,
Uh-uh.
no, I wouldn't do that long.
I think
I-
the
you-
Odyssey would be better served as a miniseries,
I was saying the
I
trope.
do agree, but because it
or
was
it's going to be a 4-hour fucking Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah,
the Homer who wrote these
Yeah.
Doe.
both about the Trojan War and the Odyssey is one whole thing, right?
Yes.
He's going
Based
home.
on history, it's actually a historical fact. But he used mythology to tell his fucking story, which is genius.
Love it.
We can get it on Prime for $4.
Armand Desante?
You're killing me with that. I'll later.
Yeah, so
I love that fucking movie. No.
Are you talking about the Odyssey, the fucking TV?
No. If what Connor said, I might do like 3 episodes. I wouldn't go.
Are you
10
saying a trilogy from Christopher Nolan?
I wouldn't do like they did with Band of Brothers or Pacific. I would actually.
I would do like a 6-episode miniseries. Like
I would not go
I
that far.
could see a
You
Christopher
better make
Nolan
them 1 hour
trilogy.
apiece.
Yeah, that's probably
oh,
what
yeah.
you would do.
I could
cannot-
see a Christopher
cannot.
Nolan trilogy for Greek mythology.
Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up.
Everything will be 4.5 hours long, and all you're gonna hear is wow.
I just fucking love history, man. I like Greek mythology and all those.
He also did Interstellar,
like,
which I think
This is why I
one
like
of his
Thor.
better
This
movies.
is why I like Thor.
Mhm.
Thor. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna actually try to tell the Norse.
There
And they-
is
But
there is rumbling they are trying to do a Thor 5.
the fuck is Dino Riders? Cartoon
Okay.
from 1988.
that shit.
I've never
I
heard of
watched
that.
that shit.
Yeah, I need
I
to see
watched
this
that
one.
shit. Dino
I know
Riders?
Beast Wars. Beast Wars was legit.
Teenagers riding on dinosaurs. Trust me, it was.
Well,
it
I
was
guess
great.
it's self-explanatory
I
then.
fucking loved Beast Wars.
Beast Wars is where it's at,
was
man.
fucking amazing.
Beast Wars
Beast
was the
Wars-
first
I've heard of-
Transformer
I've
tool
heard of
toy I got.
I've heard of Dino Riders. Yeah, same with me. I actually skipped. I think we talked about this before, but I skipped the original Transformers generation.
So did I. Right to Beast Wars. Yeah.
So
We were
we
too
didn't.
young for it. That's
Because
why.
You should.
Right.
Yeah,
You
but
guys
that's
were born
but
right
this
about
is
the
like
time.
when like terrible computer graphics version of shows started.
Yeah, but this show and Reboot were fucking.
Yeah,
pretty
they came on very close together,
Wait,
and they
I'm
were
a
the same
fucking dumbass.
technology.
because they're both Canada based.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm fucking dumb as shit.
We had them
One-
all over
one
the
you
place,
know it.
man. Beast
Yeah, one you
Wars.
know it so well.
It's like Cheetah. I remember that fucking shit. It was so good.
So here's what I grew up watching as
Porn.
a kid. I did not.
The Grass Grow. The
Teenage
JP
Mutant
story.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so did
Yeah.
I.
I had
Great.
that on VHS tape.
He-Man and the
Great.
Masters of the
Same.
Universe.
Great
Same.
series. Didn't get into it though.
I got into it. It was great.
I got into that.
Thundercats.
That
Never.
Yes.
I had never watched Thundercats.
Thundercats was fucking good. I got that
Jam.
on
Gem and
2000.
the
Gem.
gems.
It's Gem.
Yes, Gem and the gemstones.
Nope.
Whatever they were
Never
called.
had that.
Transformers.
I
Yeah,
knew of it, but I never
G.I.
watched it.
Joe.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, the Sergeant Slaughter version. of
Pork
G.I.
chop
Joe.
sandwiches.
I feel like
Inspector Gadget. I grew up with that too.
Yeah, same.
Silverhawk.
What it do?
Voltron, which was a
okay.
knockoff of
Love-
Transformers.
love Voltron.
I never
It was-
watched Voltron.
Thundar, the Barbarian.
It
go-
sounds
go
familiar,
back.
but I don't remember it.
The Smurfs.
The
Yes.
Smurfs. Mask. And that was it was a
What about the
group of, like,
Smoggies? Did you guys have the Smoggies?
Nope.
Yes.
Mask.
Yes.
She-Ra,
Who
And the
won?
Masters.
Defenders of the Earth,
Captain Planet.
Pony.
Captain Planet,
Captain Planet was good
Yeah.
shit. You know, it's funny. I asked for
GoBots.
I asked for Captain Planet rings for Christmas and they didn't make any merch.
Yeah.
They didn't really. You got like maybe a T-shirt or a hat, but like they didn't
Heart.
make toys.
That's-
And
that might
somebody-
be on Disney.
my
It-
dad had to go to like a fucking quarter vending
Oh,
machine
Littles, I
grocery
remember
store and
Littles.
get fucking bootleg rings.
Chicken
Hey,
Bake.
that one's Heart, son.
Heathcliff. I loved Heathcliff.
Fraggle Rock, Gummy Bears.
Yeah.
Gummy Bears had a fucking
there and
banger intro.
everywhere.
Yes, Basement knows it.
We are the gummy bears.
Fuck yeah, I have it on my phone. I actually have it on my Spotify playlist. No joke.
Remember Beast Smash? Remember in Beast Wars there was like a Velociraptor?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
there's
cool.
Dinobot. Dinobot.
Mr. T.
I even remember the
He
beginning of
watched
that
the
show, which was
cartoon for
great.
a while too.
Another one was the Snorks.
The
Wait a minute,
Snorks,
the
that was right
Snorks.
along,
Yep.
right along with the Smurfs and
Yes,
shit.
it was
No,
the
the
knockoff.
Snorks, it sounded,
They were on
it
the
sounded
same
racist.
they were on the same fucking time. It was made by the same fucking
You
person.
dirty fucking snork.
What would happen if you drowned a Smurf?
I had some really cool cartoons back in the day.
Honestly,
Transformers,
Teenage Mutant
G.I.
Ninja
Joe
Turtles
were
is
the
really
start
good.
of it,
Mhm.
and then they went into Mask and the Thundercats and
Dragon Ball Z
Dragon
started
Ball
coming
Z.
over
That's
here.
when
I-
Dragon Ball Z started coming.
If you had to give like a Mount Rushmore of those cartoons as a
Oh,
kid,
I got it.
Oh,
I got
God.
it. I got it. Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, and Thundercats.
where's the Snorks?
Where's
The
the
water-
gargoyle?
I was a
Oh,
boy. I didn't-
Gargoyles, but Gargoyles came later.
I had to watch the Snorks because of my sisters,
Mhm.
but I didn't. It's not a show that I watch. I had to watch.
Where's He-Man on there?
They're on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I-
He-Man,
He-Man,
Teenage Mutant
Transformers.
Ninja Turtles
Joe.
for me.
Wow.
X-Men actually, but that's a bit older. I don't know.
Spider-Man. The Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
was
yeah,
made
Spider-Man
before
was
X-Men.
before X-Men. So yeah, Spider-Man. The last one is tough for me.
That actually,
Maybe Smurfs or Smoggies.
That was literally my introduction into Marvel.
So when I was probably 7 or 8, I would probably say Justice League,
Yep. That's what got me into DC.
Batman.
Are you talking Super?
Batman
You
was
talking
a
about?
cartoon.
You talking about the animated Super Friends?
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
that was the animated Super Friends. That was some
Oh
good
yeah,
shit.
I fucking love that shit. I actually started watching that on when I had Max, and then Max.
I need
there
to
was just
I need to watch
nothing.
X-Men '97, man, because I loved
Yeah,
X-Men.
I do too. And I heard it's open for a second season, or they're doing a second season.
Watched the first fucking episode, and I'm like, I can't watch this shit.
Basement, we might have to binge watch it.
Do it.
I might have to start from the beginning. And fucking pow. Weird. God damn it! I was hoping to not fucking binge something, but here we are.
I'm
Anyway.
about to start binging Squid Games because we got the first episode in, and it's just like,
Oh,
God
goddamn.
damn it, I need the rest.
I watched one episode of that fucking shit, and I'm like, I can't fucking do this. I didn't like the show.
Because you only watched what episode?
Oh my god! And that isn't The Boys. It was Squid Game. I don't know. I'm just not into that kind of stupid shit. I guess I don't know. They lost me after fucking guys wearing fucking masks. It just didn't make sense.
Honestly,
The old man killed me though. I'll tell you that much. That motherfucker.
He
just
was the one
didn't-
behind it all.
He killed a lot of people.
Well, then didn't he die?
In the game, he died, but
Oh.
he was actually still alive. He was the one that funded the whole thing.
Do you remember
See
Rescue
how dumb
Rangers?
it is? That just didn't
What was that, Basement?
Rescue Rangers and the like offshoot they had with the
Oh.
little kid on the croissant that could
What's-
fly.
What was the name of the fucking
Little
the female in that group?
What?
Gadget.
Gadget,
That
yeah.
Oh,
was
Inspector
like-
Gadget? I used to watch that.
No, that was another good show. No, I had that was like my first like.
Everybody wanted to bang Gadget. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was my first childhood crush was Gadget.
And she was a mouse.
Because
So,
I,
there's that.
Well, when I was like
Rescue
five,
Ranger.
when I was like 5, I went to Disney World and I met.
Why is my penis
I don't-
growing?
Mom, I got a problem. Get the ointment.
I don't remember
And a
that.
shame
show.
bag.
Gadget was
remember
in,
DuckTales.
she was in. She was part of the Rescue Rangers.
Yes.
So
Chip
I
and Dale
was-
and the Rescue
I
Rangers.
always had to watch.
Monterey Jack, that big fat piece of shit.
That
That
was
would go
good.
like insane when he smelled cheese.
I was like basement. My brother always forced me to. My mom made
Fuck
me
that
fucking
shit.
watch that
By,
shit.
by the way,
I watched it.
the Rescue Ranger reboot movie they did, it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it.
And that's when I go up to my room and masturbate.
Too
Fucking
meta. All right.
Gadget.
JP just took the wheel. He just took the wheel of this fucking conversation with
Does
that
anybody
line. I
remember
don't touch the steering
a
wheel,
show
man.
called, I think it was called Duckman?
Darkwing
Yeah.
Duck.
Darkwing Duck, you mean?
Darkwing Duck.
No, Duckman.
No.
It was
No.
on like the more adult
Oh,
Cartoon Network.
Yes. With he was a detective and like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You
Dude,
Oh,
dude,
God, yes, I do
dude,
remember that.
dude. I
I
watched.
watched like 3 episodes and like I'm done.
I was about to say. I went down the rabbit hole with this show. I think like a few months ago, and I just like binge watched a ton of it. And I'm not gonna lie, it's you have to power through a lot, but man, some of the lines, some of the lines in the show are fucking brilliant. It's so crazy. Like the show was just chaotic all over the place, and it's kind of like a big roller coaster of being like really good or really bad. There's some fucking jokes that are fucking amazing.
It reminded me to an extent of like a precursor to BoJack Horseman.
Mhm.
Yeah, with like yeah.
This is, like, especially visually because it's ugly as shit.
Oh, fucking of course.
Does anybody remember
Yeah.
The Max? Does anybody remember the show The Max?
The dog.
No, it was basically like this big fucking purple man in a suit.
Nope.
Came on like right after Duckman.
You know.
It lasted for like maybe half a season, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, from what you're describing right there, I'm not.
That's all I
surprised.
remember about it. It was him and like some woman, and he was like the Hulk kind of. I don't know. I
There was
can't-
some weird show I remember called Ghost Rider. Not the Marvel character. I'm talking like it was like a
Ghost Rider.
yeah, like writer, like writer.
Yeah, I
not
remember the
writer.
show. I know what you're talking
They're
about.
like
yeah,
It was like a
it
spin-off of Are You Afraid
yeah,
of
it
the Dark?
was a wannabe of Are You Afraid
was
of
a
the Dark?
weird. Well, it was a weird like drama show that was. I don't know. I can't. It was a fucking.
It was
bizarro
in
show.
the same vein as Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Should have been up that
I
early to
remember.
watch that shit.
These are the shows. Like honestly, if they're
This is
free,
the shit they need to bring back.
no. But if we can
Actually-
just watch these and react to them and not get copywritten, I'd be
Oh
so
God,
down.
it'd be so good.
All these
You know
good
what?
like Are You Afraid of
I'd
the
be
Dark
in my
and stuff.
heyday, and we'd have people actually of the appropriate age following us more often.
Honest to God, I don't know about that. Before the Squid Games and everything like that, you know what I honestly miss because you don't really see it much outside of I know Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune have been on for fucking ever, but like you really don't see high profile game shows anymore.
No,
they're
because-
trying. They're trying to bring back celebrity Hollywood Squares.
So what you see now is YouTube.
Yes.
Well, you see what?
YouTube is taking over that market
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Beast games and all this other stupid shit.
No, the Beast games are going to be on Prime.
I know, but like it's helmed by a YouTuber is what I'm saying. Like you're
Yeah.
getting to that realm where like a lot of that like that level of reality TV, and especially with like a lot of money being involved, it's like look at the fucking Mr. Beast's whole fucking library. It's all reality TV game show. How
Yes.
long can you hold on to my dick while I drink Pepsi?
I don't know how much Pepsi.
A lot.
What's a lot? 2 liters.
Oh, you got off my dick.
I win.
You lost, obviously.
Oh. So keep the Pepsi.
You were never gonna get the Pepsi.
I knew it.
Well, it's that type of shit. Like now, that's kind of like the realm where
It's
that type
saying
of
zero
TV
sugar.
is going. Game show TV. It's gonna be. It can still exist on like daytime television.
There was a game. There was a game show. There was actually a couple of game shows that I really loved as a kid growing up. I loved Millionaire. That was a fun one, very simple and easy, with the lifelines and shit like that.
Who wants to be a millionaire? It was kind of.
Still love the first guy who won, who basically used the lifeline to call his dad and say, "Hey, I know the answer. I'm just calling to let you know I'm gonna win $1 million."
Yeah.
Fucking the
And
balls.
then he
on that.
went home with 250,000.
Yeah, babe, fucking Texas. And then Deal or No Deal was another fun one. Love that concept of basically like the it's
Oh,
like,
they're doing a mashup now. It's now Survivor, Deal or No Deal.
fuck off.
What was that? You got to spend 7 days in an island, and now we're gonna present you with boxes.
And
Mhm.
celebrities are going to be the ones holding the cards, telling you how much you lost.
But there was a game show that existed very briefly. I think it was on Fox, and I actually really liked the concept. So what it does, and I'm sure we can Google it. I
It's
can't
called
right now.
Russian roulette.
I'm too inebriated. I'm too inebriated to be able to do anything right now. But no, that was a different version. The idea was like, let's say you started with $1 million, right? So you actually started with your prize money that you would walk out with.
The picture of
And
picture there. That's a
The idea would be is like, okay, you have a question posed at you, and it has 4 drop slots. You have to put your money up on the line, and you put your money on like the correct answer. And then if it's the wrong answer, the drawers open and like your money gets falls out and you lose it. So you basically have to like kind of hedge your bets on how much you think you know the right answer as you progress along.
It's just
If
like
you
a
wanna hold-
reverse Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
basically, yeah. So
Yeah.
like, so there's
The
a
game
game.
show that was on Fox recently that he likes the concept of.
Or at some point in time.
Yeah, it was it was probably like I think a decade ago. You start off with like $1 million, and it's like, all right, first question is like, what color is what color is associated with Monday Night Raw, red or blue? And you see like two tables or two like stands that have like little like drawer flaps or like trap doors. So you put all your money on where you think the answer is. So if you put it all on red, then they reveal the answer, and the wrong answer, the trap door opens. So what you can do is as you progress through the game, you have more options available. You kind of spread the money out. So even if you're not like 100% sure what the answer is, you can say like, oh, I'll put like this money here. I'm 75% sure. Then try to keep as much money as you can as you get to the final of the game. So it's strategic. It's smart. I just think I haven't seen anything like it before. So I wish
They have done these, and it's called Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, well, it's just a different take
Different way
on
of
this.
doing it.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
hate the idea of it.
Oh,
I
it's literally called $1 Million Money Drop.
So here's the question.
I understand that, Connor, but I'm just saying it's another way of doing Deal or No Deal.
On the topic of game shows and trivia shows, didn't we have some sort of thing that you guys wanted to play?
We have a Jackbox League that we have not touched in a while.
Oh man, that means
but
That means I have to do something.
You volunteered it.
No, this is the sort of card game we're talking about.
How many games are we gonna play? I'm probably gonna cash
Smart
out.
game.
Did you guys have like some game you said we could play a bit of this?
What?
Oh, I could pull out more dumb criminal cards and we could do that.
Good.
Or more incoherent.
What do you guys prefer?
I don't.
Well, you did volunteer Jackbox.
I didn't volunteer Jackbox.
He didn't volunteer for
That was
Jackbox.
me.
Fucking son of a bitch.
It doesn't matter. I'm good with whatever.
Okay, so does anybody in the chat want to play Jackbox? Hit 1 for yes. Hit 2 for us playing Incoherent or the other criminal game.
3.
This is why I fucking hate this guy.
You were so.
I mean, I could turn off Far Cry 6 and just let him try to drive a vehicle
If I
again.
could euthanize
No,
somebody.
I will fucking kill myself if I have to watch Connor play fucking video games like that again.
See the trouble I have in this world? Can't just have logical fun. I have to always get hit with the 3s and the wheeze. Fucking Christ, man.
He turned into Hornswoggle.
I'm sure Heather's down to do whatever. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I asked the chat is if nobody
Me?
responds in the chat, then
No,
we're
I'm-
not going to have anybody to play Jackbox with us. So what's the point? Shut up, Connor. Just shut the fuck. Can I ban you?
Oh my god.
I have to get up, Mo.
There you go.
We gotta get you
that.
that.
I have the power now. Now all you said 1,000,000 times is message deleted by Horny Goat. View deleted message. That's all I can do.
It serves you right.
Mm-hmm. Ah, fuck this guy. He's so fast. He's so fast at signing in.
You want me to time you out? I don't think you can.
It's
I was gonna say,
becoming
well,
me. It's too focused.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna try to get up with Wendy in the morning again.
It would be much appreciated.
Connor, God damn you. You beautiful son of a
All
bitch.
right, I am gonna go. I am gonna go because I have to get up with Wendy in the morning. So
Same.
you don't need to fuck this fucking clown. All right, you guys have a good night. Stay safe. Be well. I'm gonna go watch some Greek
Beastmasters.
mythology.
You knew it was coming.
I'm gonna come. You're gonna stay in here.
He's gonna stay in here and be a pain in the ass.
What the dog doing?
P in the A, as one would say.
Oh, you want
What
to
the
go out
dog
there with
doing?
him? That'd be fucking fantastic.
Yes, Daddy.
You gonna go to bed? Go to bed. Leave me the fuck alone.
GTS. GTS the dog.
That she was saying that to JP.
Fucking, oh, dude, I am so close to fucking knocking that dude the fuck out.
Wait,
Yeah,
who?
I remember when I had a dog, man, it was like, when I think it was just like on purpose, the level of annoyance. So I finally settled down to do something, and then he'd go over and scrape at the door. I'm like, he just went out, man. He just went out. What's going on? You want to be outside and inside at the same time. I get it. You fucking asshole.
Between that and then I take him out there, and he spends more time searching for a spot to fucking pee or poop than he does actually doing the thing he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets distracted by squirrels, and it's just like, dude,
My dog would
I've had
always,
to
like,
yell at him and stop him
ready?
from running into the street behind our house, chasing after a fucking squirrel.
my dog would always like play games with me. I was like, oh, I want to go out. I want to be in. Go out. Oh, it's like realizing the weather is like negative 5,000. Oh my God, I can't handle it. Go back in. And then he'd turn around after
Oh
he
my God.
warmed up and pawed the fucking door. I'm like, you know what, man? I just don't know what to do with you.
Yeah, and then on top of all this, I am the only one that he wants to be around.
Dogs are
So
like
I'm
that,
trying to
man.
brush Wendy's hair after she takes
No.
a shower. I'm elbowing him in the head because he has to be right fucking here
Yeah.
as I'm trying to brush her hair, which is now damn near down to her fucking ass.
You got the dog attachment, man. It happens. You are the chosen one.
Duh.
No.
In some ways, it's great. And in other ways, it's
It is. In other ways, it's just
horrible.
like, leave me the fuck alone for 5 seconds.
Look, now he's
Pace
trying-
What the
around,
dog
right there.
doing?
I
make
see him. I
interviews.
see him trying to get out. Pawing at the door. You fucking asshole.
Come on. Come here. Go. Go ahead. Leave.
I mean, it's great.
What,
I
5
still,
minutes?
I'll always say I love dogs and I love my dog, but
The cats do the same
yeah,
shit.
you kind of start to forget how annoying something that constantly is like me in the corner.
I mean, if he had chosen Wendy, I wouldn't care. He'd be in bed with her right now unless he had to pee.
Mm-hmm.
You're just that likable, Heather. I mean, gosh.
The very best.
Oh
Oh my God,
so
my
bad.
last dog was like
And she
that. She
shotguns a
spent
bunch of
like an hour
shots.
looking for a spot. Plus, it was wet like it had rain. She wouldn't go in the yard at all. Yeah, dogs are, they are a very good training tool for somebody that wants to have a kid. Because
Yes.
good fucking God.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when it snows here, he'll sit there and pee in our little covered area and then end up pooping in the house because he refuses to go any further to go poop in the yard.
Who is so stoned that basically we can say anything and you'll all laugh?
The
The heads at Easter Island.
I'm gonna come.
Yes, Daddy.
So we're not that far apparently.
I am close to retardation. I'm like, if I was on a spectrum, people would be like,
Trying to-
I'm worried about this guy.
Trying to claw through it as fast as I can.
He's teetering.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Alright.
Um,
So
Yar.
I forgot what
I
it was.
have pulled out the dumb criminal cards.
Mhm.
Oh god, yeah, this is like impossible. I remember now
I did pretty well.
because
Alright.
everything is true for the most part.
Except when it's not.
Uh-huh.
So the first story we have here is couched statement.
All right.
A police responding to a burglary report at a house in Johannesburg sat down on the couch to take a statement, not realizing a burglar was hiding underneath it. The homeowner saw the burglar. The policeman made the arrest and the stolen goods were returned. True or false?
I'm gonna say false since they
Is-
didn't mention any names.
Is this for both of us?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're team extreme.
Wait, I'm actually going to say true because I actually legitimately think I heard about the story in the news.
In Johannesburg,
I could be wrong, but I don't know about the location specifically, but in terms of police coming for an armed robbery and they find the guy in the fucking couch. Like
It
hiding.
is true.
Yeah!
god damn you, you son of a bitch.
I fucking listen and read weird shit.
I believe that.
Hey, damn. God damn it. Still damn until time.
All right. Watch out is the next one. On entering the bank in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Pete Simmons fired his sawed-off shotgun into the ceiling of the bank to scare the staff and customers inside. A large piece of ceiling fell directly onto Pete, knocking him out. Police arrested him as he came around. True or false?
False.
You are correct.
Ooh,
Well,
say okay.
Connor didn't even get a chance, but
I agree with false. I was actually thinking that too, or like,
shoot off a sawed off. You're not
if he
gonna
was-
have.
if he was knocked out, the cops wouldn't have arrested him as he was coming to. Like they would have detained him, or they would have held him down.
So
and
you've
taken away
seen
his
those?
gun.
You've seen those ceilings in banks?
Mhm.
Like crackers falling on your head.
Shit. So that was where my head was at. Is it? They would just let him lay there.
All right, next one is heads up. Steve Reeves stole a police helmet from the back of a patrol car in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. Over the next few hours, Steve posted online pictures of himself wearing the helmet and having a laugh. What Steve didn't know was that all British police helmets have built-in GPS trackers, so it wasn't long before he was found and arrested for stealing government property. True or false?
Ooh, this one's
Connor,
tricky.
you go first.
I have to think about this one for a second.
Just to answer, man, with your heart.
I think it is true.
I'm going false.
Basement's right, it's false.
I don't
Damn.
think the helmets
Although
have
considering how
GPS.
many people the British government are arresting for fucking posts online.
Well, I was about to
Well,
say,
I don't
like,
think they're gonna
the post
have.
thing was throwing me off. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
I
the
don't know.
GPS tracker is not going to be in your helmet. It's going to be
That's
in your
what-
fucking
that's-
car or motorcycle.
That's also what I was thinking too. I'm like, damn.
That was my only inclination.
Uh-huh. All right, next one is Achtung,
Okay.
which in German means attention. A German bank robber sent mocking emails to local police ridiculing their efforts to arrest him. He first let them know they had his age and build all wrong. Then he corrected their announcement that he'd escaped on foot, letting them know he used a getaway car. The cops got the last word after using his email to trace and arrest him.
This sounds
Wait,
true, and I don't want it to be true.
I'm going to
'cause
say
if
false. Just living in the false world.
Okay.
I say true, and I hate it if it is.
It is true.
God fucking damn it! Unfortunately, I
I
could see some.
could see all of
fucking
them
stupid.
happen, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
This is the problem with this game. It's like
Yep.
there's no, like, there's very few times where there's a clear definition of people not being stupid.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Hey, good looking.
Hello.
Scottish shoplifter Aaron Morrison was arrested after pinching a bottle of vodka from a local store.
Okay.
It didn't take Sherlock Holmes to find Morrison, as he had left his name and phone number with the clerk after asking her out on a date. True or false?
God damn it. Same fucking problem from the
Yeah.
last
I'm
one.
gonna say true, even though it could be false.
I'm gonna.
We might as well go false, so that one of us wins.
It is true.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get a chance, but
That's fine. I was gonna go false anyway. It's fine.
I don't even know what the score is, to be honest. But who cares?
Me neither.
We're not keeping score
We all
tonight.
win.
Yeah. Only in Hollywood. Two local burglars, Peter and Scott, broke into a house in the Hollywood Hills. After taking all the valuables, they decided to treat themselves to a couple of drinks at the outside pool bar overlooking the city. A few bottles later, the owners returned and found Pete and Scott passed out in the hot tub. Police duly arrived and took care of the drunks. True or false?
I think true.
I'll go false.
The basement is correct. It's
God
false.
fucking damn it. I'm not doing so good here with this unkept score.
It's a really bad robbery.
You could, considering the state of society, I could see it being true,
Yeah,
though.
I know.
Yep,
I can see
yep.
somebody breaking in to drink themselves to shit and go in a hot tub, but to also rob the place first.
Right?
Mhm.
Boxer briefs is this one.
Mm.
A Daniel Anfray of Morton, France, attempted to rob his local bank using his underwear as a makeshift mask. Jesus fucking Christ. Unfortunately for Anfray, a bank teller recognized him immediately and asked the man to put his pocket knife away before calling police. True or false?
Did he look like shit stains? It was shit stains McGee.
You, David?
Even if it's true, it baffles my mind. I'm gonna go true. I guess it's opposite.
False.
You're sticking with false, Connor?
Yeah, it's true, isn't
It's true.
It baffles my mind. Like, yeah, okay, so if me myself was gonna do fucking like criminal activity, I think I would like plan too much.
Can you speak
Yeah.
in the
Where people
microphone?
are gonna be like, well, I'm gonna take my fucking shitty underwear, throw it over my head, and go and hold up a bank. I can't imagine the amount of like society that is that versus the amount of society that is not. It's
Yeah.
like a surprising amount of people that are pretty fucking dumb.
Turning into idiocracy.
Yeah. All right. This one is titled Book.
Close it.
The Polish writer and poet Christian Bala killed a love rival in 2000. He nearly got away with the crime, but decided to write about the killing in his first novel, Amok, which was published in 2003. Police found physical clues linking Bala to his victim and made an arrest after reading the story of the murder in his novel. He got 25 years. True or false?
False.
True. Opposite.
It's true.
God fucking.
I got you, number, Connor.
Let me grab a quick drink. I'll be right to book.
Yep.
My question to you guys is: do you want to watch Squid Games Part 2?
What?
Do you want to watch Squid Games Part 2?
I can't hear
Do
you.
you want to watch?
Are you wearing the Batman costume again?
I'll message it to you
Okay.
if I can.
If you can. Eat some more butterscotch chips.
Give me those chips.
Mm-hmm.
I want some chips, man. I'm so hungry right now.
Well, these are baking chips, like chocolate chips.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Just throwing it out there. Throwing it out.
We'll do a couple more of these and we can jump right into that.
Mm-hmm. All right, hit me with the next one.
Wait for him to waddle on back.
Forget about him.
Waddle.
He's dead to me.
Yeah, I'm alive.
All right. So we're gonna do a couple more, and then we're gonna jump into something else off air.
Sounds good.
Each other's
Okay.
ass.
All right. This story is Come Ready. A man was tackled by customers as he attempted to rob a bank in Salt Lake City shortly after it opened. And several customers had noticed him waiting outside for the bank to open, already wearing a hooded sweatshirt and mask.
I'm gonna say true because it's so stupid and so
It's
False.
Salt Lake
dumb.
City.
False.
It's anywhere. It doesn't matter.
It's true.
God
It's
damn
false.
it.
You want to lose hope in humanity? This is the game for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying this whole time.
All right. The last one we're going to do for tonight, which,
Yeah.
sure. Okay, we'll go with that one. It is called Open Bar.
Open bar, kid.
An Australian man broke into a pub, dropping through the ceiling. He partied all night, causing an estimated $50,000 in damage. He filled a cart full of booze to go, only to find out he couldn't get out of the locked bar. Police said all they heard when they showed up was, "Let me out, let me out." True or false?
I'm gonna go with false.
I'm gonna go with true.
It is true.
Yeah.
It's
How do you-
Australian,
how do you-
mate.
yeah,
Come
but
on.
how do you cause $50,000 worth of damage by yourself in a bar you fell into?
You find
He fell through the ceiling and then stole a bunch and drank a bunch of fucking liquor.
Well,
Life
I had to drink
finds
a
a
lot
way.
of fucking liquor.
Well, yes, it's a lot.
$50,000 mark is all I'm gonna say. But anywho,
all right.
Anyhoozle, it's been like a fun night. We will return for
Most likely on
Wednesday,
Wednesday
D&D.
for D&D. Yep. And then Friday we return
Oh, God,
to
it's been a
HGG.
while.
Been a while. We on the road to the Royal Rumble, and I got a beef to pick with
A
pick.
beef.
God damn it, bone
Yeah,
to pick with.
yeah.
my
Yo,
boss.
you picked your beef.
I picked my beef. I picked my seat. I picked everything.
I picked my beef from the floor. That's Beefy Lips.
It is beefy lips.
Oh man, she's gonna be so prevalent in next season.
Got
Got big plans, big beef
More
plans.
More details to come. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe, like, share, follow that fun jibber jabber, hit that bell so you're notified. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Until next time, bitches.
See you in hell.
JP shouting loud on a Friday night. Heather's got the news, what a crazy sight. Connor with the drop kick, what a fight. Canadian basement, yeah, he's always right. We don't give a damn, no bucks given. Talking all the shit, living how we're living. Wrestling stories fly, truths and lines. Turning up the volume, breaking all ties. Gina's got the scoop, straight from